2020 got us all down except for Professor Hotchkiss, who's living her best life. Hi everyone, I'm Nina Kaskar, or Miss Scarlet in the Study, and today we're going to play Nancy Drew Legend of the Crystal Skull. A few months ago I did a full long play of Curse of Blackmore Manor, and you guys have been asking for more playthroughs and walkthroughs, so thank you Sarah for suggesting today's video. We're going to look at all of the Easter eggs, second chances, awards, pretty much anything you can experience in this game, and just have a good time. This is one of my all-time favorite Nancy Drew games, and I'm just beyond excited to get started, so let's jump into it. Let's look at the case file. Let's actually figure out what this mystery is about.
Current assignment. What assignment? Bess and I are flying to New Orleans for a long weekend of fabulous music, sightseeing, and food. Okay, so I'm also going to visit Ned's friend, Henry Bolet, but only as a favor to Ned. Apparently, Henry's uncle just died, and he had to go down there for a couple of weeks. Ned says Henry's a nice guy, but kind of a loner who might appreciate a little company. So, the first thing I'll do is leave Bess at our hotel in the French Quarter and take a cab out to the mansion where Henry's staying. Ned called him and said I'd be coming. But once that's done, it'll be laissez les bon temps brûlés. The only bad news is the weather's not supposed to be that great this weekend. But what's a little stormy weather when you're in the heart of the Big Easy, right? Right.
She doesn't even know she's gonna find a mystery yet. She made a case file for their vacation. That is the most Nancy Drew thing I've ever heard, and I will now be making case files for every vacation I ever go on. Alright, I guess the only thing left to do is grab our plane ticket. And I'm gonna do Senior Detective. I feel like I always play Senior Detective, and why not? Why not keep that up? Warning, it's best to play this game in a dark room. If it's daytime, draw the shades. If it's nighttime, turn off all the lights. Rip to me doing this in the middle of the day with daylight streaming in behind me. But I really do recommend playing this with the lights off. It just gives you a much better image and a better experience in my opinion.
Hello? Anybody here?
Nancy just walking into someone's house. I could never. I'd sit outside and call someone like, hey, I'm outside. I don't want to just walk in. You at home? But Nancy's like, no, I'm just going to walk in, doors unlocked. That's one of my favorite Nancy Drew jump scares of all time. It's so good.
Here, drink this.
What is it?
Something that'll make you feel better. Drink it. Just a couple sips.
Hi, lady I've never met before. I definitely want to drink that green concoction.
Okay.
That's it.
No offense, but yuck.
Nancy, where are your manners? Let's be honest, Nancy never really has manners in these games.
You just go back to your phone call and leave us be. Don't pay him any mind.
Where am I?
You're at Henry Bolet's house, dear, in the library. He and I carried you in here after I found you unconscious in the foyer.
Why is it so dark in here?
The electricity went out. Lightning must have struck a transformer somewhere. What happened? Can you remember?
Well, the front door was open, so I walked in, and then I saw this... Well, I saw a skeleton. And then he saw me. And then the light started flickering, and he threw something at me that exploded. The smoke must have made me pass out.
You saw a skeleton?
I'm sure it was
That's
just
what we're
someone,
from
you
this.
know,
Not that
wearing
I,
a costume
was
or something.
unconscious, but
I'm Nancy Drew, by the way.
dear, did you?
I came to see Henry.
A skeleton?
So we surmised. I'm Renee Amand. I'm Bruno Bolet's housekeeper. That is, I was.
I love Renee.
Skeleton that attacked you. Perhaps we should call the police.
No emergency room, no police. Things are complicated enough as it is.
Henry's feeling a mite overwhelmed. Well, you are looking much better, so I'm gonna get back to my plant
Gossip
potting.
queen.
You
I
need
love
anything? I'll be outside in the garden.
I would just want to have tea with Renee and gossip about Henry all day, every day. Okay, so we are in the Bolay house. How fancy. So let's go talk to Henry. We haven't met him yet, so he's right here. Let's check up on him for Ned's sake. Oh my goodness.
So, Nancy, nice to meet you. Ned
Hashtag
sent you here to
number
check
one
up on
Nancy
me,
Drew
huh?
heartthrob right here. Honestly, I think Dave from Shadow Ranch might be the number one heartthrob, but I know that Henry captures the hearts of many people out there.
He's kind of worried about you, that's all.
Ned's a nice guy. I mean, I really don't know him that well, just from school. But when I mentioned that my only living relative just died, he was all like, yeah? How you feeling, man? You doing okay? Wanna talk? Of course, I guess I do come across as a little needy sometimes.
Ned is such a nice guy. Oh man.
You look pretty busy.
Great
He's
Uncle
too pure
Bruno
for this
named
world.
me executor of his estate, which means I have to make sure all his bills are paid and debts taken care of so his assets can be distributed. Unfortunately, he couldn't have cared less about little things like keeping records or balancing checkbooks. Dealing with his creditors and their lawyers has been an absolute nightmare.
He made you his executor? You two must have been close.
Not really. My parents died in a car crash when I was 8. Since I had no other relatives, he took me in, or should I say he shipped me out. Boarding school, summer camp, military school, college. He may have looked after me, but he never spent any time with me. I didn't know him at all. So, thanks for stopping by, Nancy. And now you can report back to Ned that I'm fine and go enjoy New Orleans.
Oh, how I wish. I wish Nancy would just be like, yeah, I can just go and hang out with my friend Bess, who I dragged along on this vacation, and we'll just go have a great time in New Orleans. But no, we can't do that because there's a mystery, and so no, I can't.
No,
I can't just leave.
Not until I know who that skeleton man was and what he was doing here and why he knocked me out like that. Look, I can understand you're not wanting to call the police, but somebody should investigate. And since playing detective is kind of a hobby with me...
No offense, but are you sure you didn't just pass out from the heat and humidity or something and dream that you saw the skeleton dude?
Excuse me, I may be concussed right now, but I know what I saw.
I'm positive.
Okay, look around all you want. But I should probably warn you, Uncle Bruno was into exotic pets. Didn't believe in cages, so he gave him the run of the place. And just because he's dead doesn't mean they are. So if you're gonna go poking around, be careful.
I love how he says that like we're gonna like encounter a tiger or something, but spoiler alert, there's no tigers in this game. Sadly. So the beginning of this game is a lot of exposition, so it's gonna be a lot of conversations, and then we'll get into puzzles and stuff. So let's go talk to Renee, just kind of get the story set
Nancy,
up.
welcome
And
to my
then-
little lantern
and then
lit
it's gonna
corner
be
of the
puzzle
world.
time, and I'm excited. It's a little wet.
It's a little wet out here.
I don't mind. No one should mind the rain. Without it, the end of the world would come much too soon. Did you and Henry have a nice chat?
I don't know about nice.
We talked.
Henry's a very morose, very negative young man.
Like I said,
Very
we love our
cunning, too.
gossip
In
queen.
fact,
Oh my
I'm fairly
goodness.
certain that he's been selling off Dr. Bolay's belongings on the sly.
What kind of bull?
What kind of belongings?
Just little things, odds and ends really. But the lawyers made it very clear that no assets were to be liquidated until all of Dr. Bolay's affairs are settled. According to Dr. Bolay's will, Henry is to get 30% of the estate. Dr. Bolay's physician, Gilbert Buford, gets 30%. Our Lady of Route 57 School of Dentistry and Cosmetology gets 30%. And I am to receive 10%.
Girl, you got the short end of the stick. That's not fair. Oh man. What was in that drink though?
What was in that
Let's talk about
concoction you wanted me
that.
to drink after I got knocked out?
Never you mind. It was just a little remedy I brewed up on the spot to help you feel better.
Don't worry about the thing I basically force-fed you. You're fine. Don't worry about it. You're not hallucinating this entire game. It's fine.
If you don't like Henry that much, how come you're still here?
I'm here because Dr. Bolay paid me in advance, and I always fulfill my obligations.
Aw, what a sweet lady.
If you don't mind my asking,
I really do like
what's
all
in
the
that
old
little
ladies in
pouch
Nancy
you
Drew
wear
games.
around
They're
your neck?
amazing.
Things. Secret things. Things that give me special talents when special times demand them. People usually laugh when I say this, but this pouch is my connection to the energy that powers the universe.
Oh,
Well, at least you didn't laugh.
I'll leave
You
you
do
to your
you,
potty.
Renee. I'm not judging.
One more thing. I, too, have seen the skeleton man. After Dr. Boley passed, that night, I saw him in the hallway. He was there, then he was gone. So you best be careful, Nancy Drew, because if it was Mr. Death, and I truly think it was, he's come back.
Ooh. All right. So let's look around. There's a shovel right here. We can't do anything with it just yet, but it is there. We have noted that it's there. So let's go look around because I would like to examine the place that I passed out. Just, curious. I mean, if I had to pick a place to, like, be concussed, I guess it would be right here. It's a nice little, ambiance. But the skeleton man was looking at this thing, so let's look at what he was looking at. He or she. We don't know yet. Seeping Meadow. We got this thing. We got our first puzzle. Not quite sure the solution yet, but we've seen it. We'll come back to that. Oh, I love it. A lot of work went into this miniature set. Like, look at this. Look at the effort. Like, Bruno Boley. Like, get it. Yes. Oh, man. There's just so many things you could interact with in this little miniature right here. We got Sorrow Park. We got Slumber Gardens. Terra Siesta. This may be my favorite part. The secrets can kill music. So cute. We got a little alligator. Sounds like a cow, let's be honest. Crowing Crypts. We got 40 Winks Mausoleum. And an eyeball. So we'll be collecting more of these, but we don't know that yet. We don't know that. I'm getting way ahead of ourselves here, but we're gonna collect some eyeballs. We got eyeball number 1. So cool. And over here, we have basically names of people that were buried in the cemetery and exactly where they are located. Yeah, that will be important later. Kind of cool. And, let's just do the first puzzle of the game. Why not? So, we're trying to get that eyeball. Okay. So you do get an award if you do this puzzle quickly. So I'm gonna try my hardest to remember the solution. Okay. We'll try to do it quick because I want to get all the awards. That would be fun. What if we got all the awards? That's kind of the goal today. So, alright, we got that one in there. Let's move this up. Perfect. Great. So we gotta block these beams. Oh, well, that's not what you do. That is not what you do. Oh my gosh, if we lose the award for this just because I messed it up. Oh no. Oh, that'd be so sad. You know what? At least we tried. But it'd be so funny if the one award we don't get is the one that is right at the beginning of the game. Boom. Move this over. Up. Move that over. Pop that bad boy into place. Yeah, let's block this. There we go. Perfect. And then, oh gosh, I love when you do things from memory. We got this down. Ooh, hey, look at that. Perfect. We still got it pretty quick. We may lose an award, but hey, we tried. We got eyeball number 2. Yes. Okay, what else is in this beautiful room here? We can look into the fireplace. Zeke's burnt up receipt. Someone hiding some evidence, I assume. More evidence. I love it. So this is actually part of that puzzle we saw in the miniature cemetery, but we don't have the other 3 parts to it yet. So we gotta take that with us. Missing a picture. I mean, I wish I could get my portrait done like this. Maybe that's what I'll do. Whenever I need to get like a picture done, I'm just gonna have someone paint me like this. Like, it's aesthetic, right? So let me go and talk to Henry about the stuff that I just found.
Yes?
Is your great-uncle's estate worth very much?
I have no idea. Nor will I until I get all his affairs settled. He was a dentist for most of his life, so he must have had some money squirreled away. As you can tell, he was darn good at squirreling away junk.
Man, he's so salty.
Have you had any of his things appraised?
Somebody from a curio shop came in and took a quick look around, but it wasn't anything formal.
Why is there an empty frame in the gallery in the other room?
Apparently someone stole the canvas. Renee says it disappeared sometime after Bruno died.
No big deal. Someone just broke into our house and stole that canvas? That one specifically?
Was it valuable?
In a way. It was of my parents. I think it was painted in the garden out back. Renee doesn't like me. Wouldn't surprise me if she took it out of spite.
That was... okay. So he thinks Renee doesn't like him. Perfect.
I found this scrap of paper in the fireplace. Do you know anything about it?
No. You always go digging around in people's fireplaces?
Just looking for something that might tell me who that skeleton man was.
You see, the answer to that question
Anything
was
else?
yes. I do always go look around in people's fireplaces. Don't lie.
Why is there a model of a cemetery in the other room?
Because Great Uncle Bruno used to oversee the cemetery next door. Made that scale model so he could keep track of where everything, or should I say everyone, was. Crafted all those miniature crypts himself. And people think I'm weird.
Honestly, I'm very impressed with the miniature set. Like, he put a lot of work into that.
Do you know what
Come
this
on,
is?
let's not make
I
fun
found
of
it
him.
in the other room.
Looks to me like some kind of tracing.
I was thinking that maybe my skeleton man left it behind.
Well, I sure don't know anything about it. Anything else?
I'll stop
Kinda.
bugging you now.
Sounds good.
There is an award for talking to the characters as much as you can, so I probably will end up talking to people more often than I would like to, but every time we come through, I'll talk to Henry, even if he has nothing to say. I'm trying to get an award. Just know I have your best interest in mind, you know? I'm trying to show off all the cool things in this game. What else do we got? We got this little catalog, but we don't know what that is yet. Okay, perfect. I love when we don't know yet. Oh, Miniature Modelers of America. We're making fun of Bruno for that miniature model, but like, he has awards. First place, 1986. First place, 1982. First place, 1985. Like, why are we making fun of him? He's so good at this. 78, come on. And 91, but we hear some low rollers.
Your great uncle really had a thing for glass eyes, didn't he?
Yep. Wore a glass eye for as long as I can remember. Had a whole collection of them. Liked to wear a different color every day.
I mean, if I could wear a glass eye, I would pick a different color every day. Live your best life. So I think that's eyeball number 3. Yeah, 3. We're already got 3 eyeballs. Yeah. Can't look at anything here yet. What's over here? We got books with teeth. Yay. Nothing over here. Nothing over here. Okay, so what I'm thinking we should do... Renee, do you need to talk to me? Yes, you do.
Have you ever seen this before? I found it by that scale model of the cemetery that's inside the house.
It's a mystery to me. I suggest you ask Henry. He leaves things lying around all the time. I guess it figures I won't notice amid all the other clutter. But I do. I notice everything. How else may I be of service to you?
What can you tell me about the painting that's missing from the frame in the gallery?
Very little, I'm afraid. I didn't notice the picture was gone until after the reception following Dr. Bolay's funeral. I cannot even tell you what it was a picture of.
Nice talking to you.
Come see me anytime.
Okay, so she doesn't know too much about the painting, but you know what I'm thinking? It's rainy. We already checked on Henry. He seems fine. Let's just call the cab company and get out of here. Let's leave.
Due to current weather and road conditions, cab service to the greater New Orleans area has been temporarily suspended. We regret being unable to serve you at this time.
Great. Ned? You got anything for me? I wish Ned came on this mystery
Hello,
with
Nancy?
us, honestly.
Hey, Ned.
It's about time you called. Did you make it to New Orleans okay?
Yep.
Have you seen Henry?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure I like the way you
Oh,
said
yeah.
that.
I
Is he
saw
okay?
Henry.
He's fine.
Hashtag
he's the
Nancy
executor
Drew
of his great uncle
Heartthrob.
Bruno's estate, which he's not real happy about. But he and his great uncle weren't that close.
I mean,
so
she said,
he's
oh
not
yeah,
grief-stricken
like it
or
was real
anything.
suspicious.
Well then, are you okay?
Other than being attacked on my way into Henry's house by a skeleton wearing a red ascot and getting knocked out by the smoke bomb he threw at me, I'm fine too.
What?
Let's just say that I've stumbled onto a mystery, and I'm not leaving till I solve it. It's also raining cats and
Nancy.
dogs, and there's no cab service, so I'm kind of stuck out here anyway.
Is Bess with you?
No, I told her I'd meet her back at the hotel.
So tell
I
me
love
about
whenever
this
she tells
skeleton
Ned,
man.
like Ned asks her
Well,
how
it
she
was
is,
someone
and she's
in a
like,
costume,
besides,
obviously. He
getting
or she
knocked
was leaning
out,
over
or
something in the great room when
someone
I
almost
walked in
trying
and
to murder
surprised
me. I'm
So they
good.
threw a smoke bomb at you and ran?
Yeah, I must have interrupted whatever they were doing.
What were they leaning over?
A scale model of the cemetery next door. Henry says his great-uncle Bruno made it so he could keep track of who was buried there. Apparently, Bruno used to oversee the cemetery. And right near the scale model, I found a tracing of some kind of symbol. I'm thinking maybe Skeleton Man dropped it.
Why would Skeleton Man be interested in the scale model of a cemetery?
Good question. Maybe I'll take a real good look around in there and see if I can find out.
Good idea.
I like that they call him Skeleton Man. That's his official name.
I'm still trying to figure out how you got to be friends with Henry.
Well, we're not best friends or anything. Heck,
Nancy, Ned's
we're not
just a
really
good
even
guy.
friends.
Come on.
I just feel sorry for the guy. I mean, he never hangs out with anyone between classes, and when I'd heard there'd been a death in the family, I just wanted to make sure he was okay all by himself down there.
Don't worry, he's fine. A little strange, maybe, but fine.
That's good to hear.
Nancy
You know,
is
you're
so
a pretty
rude.
nice guy.
Yeah, I know.
Nancy.
Right after Henry's great-uncle Bruno
can't
died,
just say that.
someone stole one of the paintings from his gallery. Just took the canvas and left the frame.
Anything else missing from the house?
I don't think so. At least no one has said anything. Of course, the only people here are Henry and Bruno's housekeeper, Renee. And this house is so full of stuff. Even if something else was missing, it would be ages until anyone noticed.
You think the missing painting ties in with your skeleton man somehow?
Absolutely. Everything's
Yeah.
connected, right?
I mean, I have no idea how it ties in, but my gut feeling is there's some kind of relationship between the two.
Well, if there is, I'm sure you'll find it.
Bruno Bolay's housekeeper,
No
Renee,
way.
is still here, despite the fact that she and Henry don't really get along that well.
Why do you think she's staying on?
She says it's because Bruno paid her in advance.
But you don't believe her.
10% of
It's a
Bruno's
little
estate
sus
is
if you think
supposed to go
about
to
it,
her.
yeah.
Only she thinks Henry's been selling off Bruno's assets on the sly. So it wouldn't surprise me if she's staying on so she can keep tabs on him.
How much of Bruno's estate is Henry supposed to get?
30%.
That's a pretty healthy chunk. He wouldn't be selling stuff on the sly. This Renee person sounds kind of paranoid.
What this Renee person is freaky.
Renee's
what way?
standing like
She
2
wanted me
feet
to drink
away
some
from
strange-looking concoction after I passed out from the smoke bomb, but she refused to
Oh,
tell me what was
man.
in it. And she wears this weird little pouch around her neck. Says what's inside it connects her to the energy that
Like
powers the
Renee's
universe.
standing like right next
She's
to
probably
her.
harmless, but stay on her good side, just in case.
Oh man. I will never get over
That's
that.
about it.
Keep me posted. You got that?
Got it. Bye, Ned.
Bye, Nance.
And Nancy never called Ned ever again. Alright, Bess. Bess is actually here with us, so let's see if she can help us with anything.
Hello?
Bess, hi, it's me.
Hey, Nance. I just got back from shopping, which I am happy to report is fantastic here. So, what's going on with you?
I'm gonna
A
go
lot.
shopping with Bess
A
instead
lot
of
is
doing
in
a
a whole
mystery.
bunch of
Come
fun
on.
stuff?
Let me start by telling you what happened when I arrived at Henry's house. I walked up to the front door and discovered it was open. So I walked in.
And guess what? We get to play as Bess. This is my favorite part of the
You're
game, though,
knocked
is that we
out
can switch
by
between
a
characters.
skeleton wearing
Oh,
a
I love
red
it.
ascot?
Someone dressed as a skeleton wearing a red ascot. Although the housekeeper here thinks it really was a skeleton, Mr. Death. But then, she's a little strange.
You think it was a burglar?
I'm
Again,
not sure.
you're standing right
I
next
caught
to
him
Renee
or
as you're
her
saying these
sneaking
horrible
around the
things
scale
about her.
model of a cemetery. And later, I found a tracing of something right by it. So if I could just figure out what it's a tracing of, and what, if anything, it has to do with that model cemetery, I might be able to figure out who Skeleton Man is.
I know that tone of voice. You're not leaving there until you've done just that, are you?
Actually, I'm not
I know
leaving
that
because
tone
they've
of voice.
canceled cab
This is
service
about the
around
time
here
where you
because
stop
of the
being a
rain.
good friend,
In
Nancy.
fact, since I can't go anywhere, I'm hoping you can check something out for
As
me.
much as I like this
found
game,
some kind
I
of
do think
receipt in the
Nancy's a terrible
fireplace
friend
that
in
may
this
or may
game.
not be a clue.
She forces Bess to
What's
do
it a
things she doesn't
receipt
want
for?
to do. She never
That's what I
calls
need
Ned.
to find
It's-
out. See, it's half burned up. All I can read is the receipt
It's
number and
kinda
the
sad.
name of the place it's from. Zeke's.
Zeke's? You gotta be kidding me.
Why? What do you mean?
I mean, I'm sitting here on our balcony in the French Quarter looking down at a place across the street called
The
Zeke's.
coincidence.
Great. So go over there and ask whoever's behind the counter what receipt number 21-3872 is for.
Okay, so Bess, not really the sassy sleuth that Nancy is, but we're gonna force her to do things she's not comfortable with.
You want me to snoop?
I wouldn't call it snooping.
Forget it. Not gonna do it.
Bess,
I'm not good at that sneaking around stuff, Nancy. I get nervous, my tongue gets all knotted up, my palms sweat, to say nothing of my armpits.
Bess, receipt number 21-3872. Just go in and ask what it's for. No big deal.
Maybe not for you.
Bess, you can do it.
This is not gonna end well, I just know it. Okay, I'll call you as soon as it's over.
I'll be waiting.
Man, I would lose track if I tried to keep count of how many times Nancy's a bad friend in this game. Oh my goodness. You know what? Instead of going to Zeke's, I'm gonna go get some food because why not?
What looks good to you?
I don't know. What does look good to us? We got Granny's seafood gumbo, Lucky Jack's jambalaya, Granddad's bowl of crawfish. Seems a little bit pricey, but you know.
Can't be that hard to make up your mind.
You know what? Just 'cause you said that, I'm gonna sit here and not make up my mind. Just kidding. I would like some
A bowl
gumbo,
of gumbo,
please.
please.
There you go.
Let's put some hot sauce on it. Yeah. Honestly, that gumbo looks so good. I'm so in the mood for gumbo.
Hot, but yummy.
Anytime I play this game, I want gumbo and crawfish.
Knock
Get some
yourself out.
jambalaya. Ah, so good. So delicious.
Woo, that was hot.
Enjoy.
Crawfish. I love the crawfish. That looks so good. All of it looks good. I'm just hungry. So if you eat all three things with hot sauce on it, Bess will burp fire, and I love it. So there's a fun little extra thing, and I guess now we can go into Zeke's since we've done that, and figure out what this receipt is for. Ooh. There's some stuff over here we can look at. Bess's crying is so cute. And her giggle's cute. Everything Bess does is cute, I swear.
Ooh, they weren't kidding.
Oh, that stinking powder.
Ooh, P.U.
And sneezing. Good. We got some powders we can play with. We have this thing. If you tap on the glass enough, that happens. Honestly, this thing used to freak me out as a kid, but it's so entertaining. Like, I just like the click. With the little glass tinkling. So nice. And then we can look at this, where we can move stuff, but we don't really know what we're doing with this just yet. But you can move them, and you can click on this thing. But we don't know what that's for, so let's just keep moving. Moving, I mean, good stuff. That's Aeolus from Curse of Blackmore Manor. Great stuff. And there's a mummy, and if you look carefully enough, there is an Easter egg here, right there. You see that little tiny piece of paper? Get a little highlight spot. And you get this clue, which actually gets you our first Easter egg that we are going to get today. So, at midday during math, a teacher once said, "Let's stop and try rhyming." Yes, rhyming instead. "Rhyming is heaven," this teacher exclaimed. Some students said great, but most just complained. "Fine," said teacher. Another math score is in that case. Thus, having fun rhyming did numbers replace, which is basically a clue to replace these rhyming words with numbers. So I'm going to start working on this puzzle so that when we switch back to Nancy, we can get an Easter egg. That'll be fun. So at midday, that's noon, so 12. During math, all right. Let's stop and try rhyming. Yes, rhyming instead. Rhyming is heaven, which rhymes with 7. Some students said great. That rhymes with 8. So 8. Fine rhymes with 9. Math score rhymes with 4. And having fun rhymes with 1. So we have 12, 7, 8, 9, 4, 1. I wrote that down so that when we switch back to Nancy, we get to get an Easter egg. I'm so excited! Okay, so let's go look over here. We've got mystical toast. And, one of my favorite characters, Lamont.
Hey, doing a little end of the day shopping, huh? See something you like?
Yes.
I like everything.
That's what I want to hear. I'm Lamont. This is my place. So if you got any questions, I'm the guy to ask.
Actually, I do have a question. This friend of mine found the number of a receipt that came from this shop, and she asked me to ask you what the receipt is for. But if you're really busy, or you'd rather not, or it's against the rules...
No problem. What's the number?
She's so nervous and it's so cute.
21-3872.
21-3872. Here we go. That ticket was for a large box of assorted unknown items I bought from Henry Bolet. And, that's all I can tell you.
Ooh. Assorted unknown items? Tell me more.
It's a box with a bunch of different things in it, kind of like a grab bag. Look, I just don't want to make trouble for anyone, okay?
Where's the box now?
It's still in the back room. I haven't had a chance to really go through it yet. Hey, is there something else I can help you with? Beads, hula dolls, old books. Got great deals on all of them.
Just the box. I'm really just interested in the box. Is Henry Bolet a friend?
Is Henry Bolet a friend of yours?
No, I met him at the reception at Bruno's house following the funeral. Gave Henry my card, said when he wanted to start liquidating, he should give me a call.
Did Bruno have a lot of valuable things?
Didn't look like it, but what he lacked in quality, he made up for in quantity. That house of his is filled with junk. He kept everything. For someone in my business, the place is knick-knack heaven.
Seeing as this place is called Zeke's, and it's your place, shouldn't your name be Zeke?
Guy I bought this place from wouldn't sell it to me unless I swore I wouldn't change the name. So I didn't. Funny thing was, his name wasn't Zeke either.
What's up with all those bottles of weird stuff over there?
Hoodoo's something some of the more superstitious people around here practice. They think if you mix certain herbs and roots a certain way and drink them, or carry special objects around in little mojo bags, it can give you a supernatural edge in your daily life.
Sounds like someone we know.
Does it work?
All I can tell you is, the stuff I got in here sells like hotcakes. Somebody thinks it works, so hey, who knows?
I'm gonna keep browsing if that's okay.
Let's just
Take
keep
your
looking
time.
around. We gotta find a way to get into that back room. I can't leave here and disappoint Nancy with my lack of snooping skills. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna grab some sneezing powder.
This might come in handy.
Let's use that for evil. So what we can do is... What can we do? We can start moving stuff around. It looks like this fan can plug into there. And let's test this out, see what happens.
That doesn't quite cut it.
Uh-oh. So it started off well, but it didn't go through with anything else. So let's move some more stuff around. So this is gonna pop that to start playing. We want some reaction. Maybe this? Let's see what happens. Ooh, okay. Getting somewhere.
That doesn't quite cut it.
So the fan blows, but nothing happens, so we need to figure out what we can do with that. Let's, put that there. And let's not forget that we have some sneezing powder. Who knows, maybe that might work. I love this music so much. Alright, so it looks like that worked.
There, that should do it. Lamont, could you help me?
Poor Lamont, I feel so sorry for him, but
Sure, what do you need?
let's just make him a
I can't
victim.
quite
Oh my
reach that
goodness.
bottle up there. Could you get it for me?
Sure.
He's just trying to make a living. How dare you? Oh, I feel so bad. I already feel guilty.
Oh no!
I'm gonna feel
Oh my
guilty
gosh.
for the rest
Oh,
of the
shit.
game now.
I'm sorry. I'll go get you something. What do you need?
Nose spray. Back room.
No spray, back room, got it.
Okay, let's go. Let's go help him. I feel bad. Okay. I feel so guilty. I'm just gonna leave. So this is the first second chance you can get if Bess walks out the emergency exit.
Why did you try to go out the door?
I don't know, I just did. The police and the fire department came, and Lamont, boy, was he mad. I'm not allowed to set foot in his store ever again.
Great.
I told you I wasn't good at sneaky stuff. This one fireman was kind of cute, though.
I don't want to hear about it.
He gets off duty
Nancy's so
soon.
mad.
Forget it.
He might have a brother.
Nancy, why'd you just hang up on her? Oh, so mean. Nancy, terrible friend. But, so let's not go out the emergency exit. Let's get Lamont his nose spray.
I need to go through that
Here's-
box for Nancy, then get the nose spray for Lamont.
Well, I'd like to go help him first, you know, because I feel bad. So here's his nose spray, but
I need
she
to go
will
through that box
not
for Nancy, then get the nose
take
spray
it
for
to
Lamont.
Lamont without going through the box first. Okay, so fine, we'll go through the box. Aw, cute
dog.
kid, cute dog. Awesome. Iguana, okay. There's a skeleton man costume. And a letter. Poor Lamont sneezing in the background. I feel so bad. So 1332, 836, 8144, 112X. Some of these don't exist, so Lamont probably wrote that note about how these don't exist, but they do correlate to this letter. So this is fun. So I'm gonna write these down. You know, always have a notebook handy, guys. Nancy Drew games would, in my opinion, I feel like it'd be so impossible to solve puzzles without a notebook handy. 1, 3, 32, 8, 3, 6, 8, 14, 4, 1, 12, 8. Okay. So we're gonna, look at the letter, and we're gonna go to the first letter, which is 1. So our first group of numbers is 1, 3, 32. So 1 is L. We're gonna move 3 over. 1, 2, 3 is E. We're gonna move 32 over. Jeez. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 is a B. It's really hard to count while I'm listening to Lamont sneeze. Like, sneeze quieter, boy. Okay. Our next set of numbers is 8, 3, 6. So here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is an E. 3, 1, 2, 3 is an N. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a U. We got 8, 14, 4. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't get over Lamont sneezing. N. And we're gonna go 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is a D. And then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is a T. Alright, last one's 1, 12, sorry. 1 would be an O, and then we're gonna go 12 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is a D, and X, I'm just not gonna take anything for that because we don't need a number. Alright. And that will magically unlock this box. So we have L, E, B, E, N, U, N, D, T, D, T, O, D. That should open it. Woo-hoo. Dr. Bolay, this completes our transaction. The Whisperer is now yours. Respect its powers as my grandfather found out in doing. This skull quite often undoes. Ooh.
Wow, Bess, that is weird.
No, I'll tell you what's weird. The box the letter is in is padded, and it has this round indentation in it that's the exact size of a human skull. It's like it used to contain a skull, but now it doesn't.
Did you find anything else?
Yeah, inside the box that this box is in, there's a couple of photographs. One's of a boy and a dog, and the other is of an iguana dressed up like a pirate.
What?
And there's a costume in the box of a skeleton man.
Really?
Ooh.
And did I mention that Lamont was very reluctant to talk about buying this box of stuff from Henry? Said he didn't want to get anyone in trouble, whatever that means.
Sounds like he or Henry, or possibly both, are up to something they shouldn't be. Good job, Bess. I'm gonna poke around here and see if I can find out anything about a skull called the Whisperer. You better go take care of Lamont.
Would you believe it? The guy is still sneezing. He must keep nose spray around because something's wrong with his sinuses. Oh, he's gonna hate me.
Probably, but it's okay. Okay, so now that we are here, we can actually do that first Easter egg I was talking about from the mummy note. So we're gonna do 12, 7, 8, 9, 4, 1. The chicken noise. It's so pretty. Look at this little Easter egg. I love it. All right, so let's go chat with Henry, who's been selling stuff.
Yes?
Excuse me.
I'm afraid you're going to be stuck with me for a while.
Let me guess. Because of the big storm that's blowing in. Everyone in the city's freaking out, and you can't get a cab.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Person at the bank told
Bingo,
me.
bingo.
Just before she put me on hold for 2 hours. Don't worry. We've got plenty of food here. Beds, candles. You're welcome to stay.
Thank you.
I'll check back with you later.
I love when he says that
Groovy.
because he's so harsh and then he's like, you're welcome to stay. And it just feels so like the warmest thing he says in the entire game. I'm gonna...
Hello again.
see, even though we don't have anything to actually say to
I'll
them,
leave you
I'm
to
going to
your
try to talk
potting.
to them as often
Take
as I
care,
can. Because I feel like the hardest award to get in this game is to talk to all the characters often enough. I need to do it so that the game recognizes
I'll let you
that
get
I
back
tried,
to work.
you know?
Sounds good.
So let's see. We saw that picture of the iguana, and I did see an iguana over here. Let's go see if we can, I almost said talk to the iguana, but we know he's not going to talk to us. Iguana, hello.
What was that?
That was Uncle Bruno's pet iguana, Iggy. He's always in here stealing paper. He must be using it to build a nest or something. Look, I had all those books arranged so they fit perfectly in that box. Put them back in, okay? I don't have time.
I just want to look through this one book.
Go right ahead. After you put all those other books back.
I feel like I'm always bad at these puzzles, so bear with me. The whole Tetrising things back into a box, I'm just terrible at, so let's figure this out. Okay, that makes sense. I feel like that works. This doesn't really fit there, does it? I'm just making it up as I go along. Let's put these. I think they were here. Honestly, if you look at the arrangement before you knock it over, I think it's the same thing. Oh, that does fit. Okay, I'm just going crazy. Sure, why not? That looks about right. And oh, it can fit in that little, yeah. You know, it feels right. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe this is just not the solution at all. Or maybe it was. Maybe I was just being crazy. Hold on. Okay. And then we put this one here. Oh, look at that. That didn't take me nearly as long as I thought I was gonna take. Oh my goodness. Expert puzzle solver. The Crystal Skulls, Fact or Fable by Hotchkiss. And we have our phone number in there. We've got some history of the Crystal Skull. And then this thing, whatever that is, we'll just take it. Nancy, A+ thief. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do since I have Hotchkiss's number? Let's give her a call. Why not? Professor Hotchkiss, what's going on? It's been a while.
Yes, hello?
Hi, my name's Nancy Drew.
I love her
Is
so
this
much.
Professor Hotchkiss?
I am she.
I can only dream of growing up to be
Your
Hotchkiss
name
one
has
day.
a ring to it. Do I know you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we met a little while
I know
back
you?
in Wisconsin.
Oh, yes. You were the delightful young lady doling out the samples in the tasting room of that cheese factory. Yum, yum.
No, I met you at Wickford Castle.
That's ridiculous. There was no cheese tasting room at Wickford Castle.
No, we were both guests there. I found a journal written
I feel
by
like every
Marie
time Nancy
Antoinette,
talks
which
to
you translated.
Hotchkiss, she gets
Remember?
so
Thanks to
impatient.
you, suddenly all I can think about is how wonderful a nice big slab of Colby cheese would taste right now. Listen, Mandy, I'm on a deadline, so if you could please just tell me why you called.
But my name isn't...
Deadline! Let's cut
I
to
don't
the chase,
care.
shall we?
If Professor Hotchkiss tells me my name is Mandy, my name is Mandy. That's my new name. I'm changing it. I would do anything for this woman.
Did a man from New Orleans named Bruno Bollet ever call you?
Ah, now there's a name you can remember. Bollet. Nice and
She's so
French.
sweet.
I'm a scholar of French history, you know.
Yes, I know. So
Nancy,
did Bruno
don't be
Bollet
rude.
call you?
Don't be rude.
Indeed,
Come
he
on.
did. Oui, oui.
Why did he call, if you don't mind my asking?
Because he had read my book, of course. The Crystal Skull. Fact or fable, one of my best efforts. Sold like hotcakes, smothered in a rich, tangy lemon sauce.
Did he say anything about owning one of the skulls himself?
I would have hung up on him straight away if he had. I tell you, Brandy, if I had $1 for every crackpot who
Brandy.
called claiming to own one of those skulls, I'd be able to dine at the Russian tea room every evening for the rest of my life. All right, that's a bit of hyperbole, but you get the picture. No, if memory serves, we talked mostly about the skull called the Whisperer. He wanted to know if I had learned any more about it since my book was published, which I hadn't, or if I had any theory as to what happened to it, which I didn't.
And that was the extent of your conversation?
Well, now, let me think. My, such insatiable curiosity, Nellie. You remind me of someone I encountered on one of my journeys. But for the life of me, I cannot remember her name or the circumstances.
Nancy Drew? Wickford Castle?
Ah! The eyes have it.
I'm sorry?
Poor Nancy.
That's what Bruno Bolet said when I turned the tables and asked him if he had any idea where the Whisperer was. He said, the eyes have it. Then he chuckled and hung up.
The eyes have it. And what a coincidence that we've been collecting eyes this whole time.
How much would a crystal skull like the Whisperer be worth?
In this crazy day and age, where the shorn hair and used tissues of celebrities get sold for thousands of dollars, there's absolutely no telling, Candy. $500,000 easily. Maybe even $1 million. Maybe 2. Maybe 10. The sky's the limit. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
If someone found a skull made of crystal, how could they be sure it's one of the crystal skulls?
Wonderful question, Francie. How indeed? Because there are sure to be thousands of fakes out there. Perhaps tens of thousands. But remember, the real skulls were made long before the tools commonly used for carving today were invented. Which means, let's put on our thinking caps.
Modern-day tools would have left marks if the skull was a fake?
Exactly so. Mind you, the marks on a good fake would be microscopic and thus imperceptible to the human eye. However, any thorough laboratory analysis would quickly unmask a counterfeit.
So the only way to prove that a skull is the real deal is by proving it's not a fake?
And by examining its provenance, its history of ownership. If it can be shown that a particular specimen has been passed along from antiquity into modern times and didn't just suddenly appear in, say, Germany in the mid-19th century, that would tend to support its authenticity as well.
Okay.
The idea that the Whisperer can make its owner immortal, do you believe that?
I believe that things that defy any so-called rational explanations happen all the time, Nessie. Now, does that mean there are
I don't even know where
mysterious
Nessie
external
came
forces at work in the universe of which we do not and cannot ever have full knowledge? Or does it all boil down to us? If the human heart desperately wants something to be true, does the human mind
I just
have
know
the
that
power to
Hotchkiss
make
is
it
living
true?
the best 2020 she
Who
possibly
knows?
could right
Oh,
now.
Questions, questions, questions. Oh, how dreary life would be without them.
2020 got us all down except for Professor Hotchkiss, who's living her best life.
In your book, you said that all the people who've ever owned the Whisperer were murdered, yet Bruno Bolet dropped dead of a heart attack.
Are you saying the Whisperer was in his possession after all? The scallywag! Why didn't he tell me that? Oh, that's right. I would have hung up on him. Well, if that's the case, then I strongly suggest you take a close look at his so-called heart attack, Sandy. Because if he owned the skull and he died, I guarantee you it was at the hands of someone else. Or my name's not Beatrice Gertrude Winifred Hotchkiss.
Thanks for your help.
Rock and roll!
Rock and roll, dear. I love it.
Hello again.
Did Dr. Bolet ever say anything to you about a crystal skull? He may have referred to it as the Whisperer.
No, he never so much as mentioned a crystal skull, whispering or otherwise.
Whispering or otherwise.
I understand that Dr. Bolet had some interesting pets, like an iguana.
That man never met a creature he didn't like. He'd train them to do all kinds of silly tricks, then let them run free, inside the house as well as out.
Did he ever teach you how to make them do their tricks?
I never cared to learn. Don't get me wrong. I liked Dr. Bolet, I truly did. But I swear, sometimes his activities made as much sense to me as bathing in a bayou full of gators.
That doesn't sound
Nice
fun.
talking to you.
Come see me anytime.
Alright, I'm gonna ask Henry about this crystal skull, because if he found it and sold it, I'm gonna have some... Henry?
Yes?
How did Bruno die, if you don't mind my asking?
Just dropped dead in the front hallway. I mean, the guy was 95 years old. Here, check it out. Myocardial infarction. That's doctor speak for heart attack.
Attending physician Dr. Gilbert Buford, 504-555-9970. Was that Bruno's doctor?
And his best friend, or so I'm told. I've never met him.
Interesting keychain.
That's one of Uncle Bruno's glass eyes.
We need that.
It's the one he was wearing when he died.
How nice.
Anything else?
It was the one he was wearing when he died.
I'll stop bugging you now.
Sounds good.
Oh, Henry, I love how morbid you are. So let's call that doctor. Dr. Gilbert Buford.
This is Dr. Gilbert Buford's answering service. How may I help you?
I need to talk to Dr. Buford. Could you maybe give me a number where I can reach him?
No, ma'am. I
Nancy's
can,
about to do the worst
is
thing
this
she
an
does in this
emergency?
game right now.
Sort of. I mean, it's not a medical emergency. See, I'm only going to be in town for a short time, and Dr. Buford and I have this mutual friend who died recently, and I just really need to talk to him about it.
Need some consoling, huh?
Yes, I need some consoling. That's it exactly.
Well, tell you what. It's against the rules to give you his phone number, but I can tell you that now that he's all but retired, Dr. Buford spends most of his evenings at his favorite gumbo stand down in the French Quarter. If you really need to talk to him, you can probably find him there.
Great. Do you know the address?
It's at the corner of Rampart and Domain.
The
Did you say
coincidence?
Rampart and Domain?
I did indeed. Granny Pumpkin's Cajun Cooking. They make some darn fine gumbo.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, and I'm truly sorry about your loss.
My loss?
That mutual friend of yours and Dr. Buford's?
Oh, right. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Bye.
Oh, right. I lied to you and immediately forgot the lie I just told. What's really funny is you could call Dr. Buford again, and Nancy will say, no, you can't help me. So, I don't know why it makes me giggle,
This is
but...
Dr. Gilbert Buford's answering service. How may I help you?
Actually, I guess you can't. Sorry.
Actually, I don't think you can help me, even though he definitely helped you so much. Nancy is so problematic in this game. Okay, so we know that Dr. Buford is at Rampart and Domain, so let's call Bess and see if she can maybe go talk to him for us. Oh, goodness.
Hello?
Hi, Bess. It's me.
So what's been happening? Tell me everything.
Well, let's see. Since the last time we talked, I was just about getting ready.
Interesting stuff.
But the reason I called is, I need you to talk to this doctor named Gilbert Buford, who, as it turns out, likes to hang out at a gumbo stand called Granny Pumpkin's Cajun Cookin',
What a
which should be right
coincidence.
across from our hotel.
I love
You
that
just
everything
want
is
me
right
to
within
talk to
this,
him?
like, couple
That's it?
feet of
Nothing
view.
nefarious? No black ops stuff?
He was Bruno Bolet's doctor, and apparently his best friend, too. I just need for you to see if he thinks there was anything weird about the way Bruno died.
What do you mean by weird?
I mean, I kind of think maybe Bruno was murdered.
Murdered? By whom?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Everyone's a suspect at this point.
Including this Gilbert Buford guy?
Well,
Great, I'm gonna be chatting up Jack the Ripper.
oh, I'm sure the guy's fine, but be subtle, just in case.
Just in case
Well,
he
I can
decides
see the
to
gumbo
murder
stand
you,
from our
be
balcony.
subtle.
If he's the guy that's sitting down there, I guess he looks harmless. Okay, I'll go talk to him.
Thanks, Bess. Let me know what happens.
Cheerio.
Nancy's just gonna send her to go talk to some guy they don't know anything about, with no backup or anything. Oh gosh, this could have gone so south. Luckily, it's not going to. But before we go talk to Gilbert Buford, I'm actually gonna go back into Zeke's and check up on Lamont because I do feel guilty about it. So let's go make sure he's okay. Lamont!
Sneeze, lady. What's going on?
Are you good?
In all your journeys through the wonderful world of junk, have you ever come across one of those legendary crystal skulls?
What makes you ask that?
You mean you have?
No. I know the legend, of course, and I sure wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of those babies. I mean, I could sell it for a fortune. But no such luck. Funny. I've been thinking about those skulls lately. A lot.
Really? Hey, maybe we got some kind of psychic thing going here. Quick, think of a number between 1 and 10 and I'll try to guess it. You thinking of a number? Okay, 4.
9.
Darn. Guess it was just
She's
a coincidence.
So cute.
Guess so.
That gumbo stand outside?
He's so done
what
with
do you
her.
think? Is it pretty authentic?
Outstanding! Just watch the hot sauce. Whatever's in it gives my stomach instant fits.
So you got sinus problems and you can't handle your hot sauce. This is valuable information for how I can ruin your life. All right, I think he's fine. He's not too mad at me anymore. So let's go talk to the doctor.
Why, hello, young lady. How kind of you to grace an old man with your lovely presence.
Are you Dr. Gilbert Buford?
I'm delighted to
giggle.
report that I am indeed.
Do you mind if I join you?
Of course not. A little lively discourse would brighten this gloomy evening considerably. This here is my favorite spot in the whole city. Delicious gumbo, pleasing view, particularly now, I might add.
My name's Bess Marvin. I'd like to ask you some questions
really hate
about
that
Bruno
line.
Bolet, if that's okay.
I'd prefer subject matter of a happier nature, but I do not want to seem inhospitable, so what is it you want to know?
Is there any doubt in your mind as to how Dr. Bolet died?
He died of a myocardial infarction, most likely caused by age-related atherosclerosis. Dying of a heart attack
what
is
all of
all
those
too
words
common
mean.
for people who are socially isolated, and Bruno Bolet had most certainly become that.
I thought Bruno Bolet was your best friend.
Well, now, I was certainly his best friend, but I cannot honestly say that he was mine. Fact is, while socializing with my fellow man, particularly with pretty young women such as yourself, has always been a source of pleasure for me, Bruno was just the opposite. Unfortunately, the older he got, the more numerous his idiosyncrasies became, and the less concern about their negative effect upon others he became.
Did they do an autopsy on Dr. Bolet?
No. Given Bruno's advanced age and the absence of any indication of foul play, an autopsy was deemed unnecessary, and the body was cremated according to Bruno's wishes.
Did Dr. Bolet ever say anything to you about owning a crystal skull?
Why, yes. Yes, he did. In fact, he showed it to me once. Said it had magical powers. Said owning it was going to allow him to live forever. I thought it was utter nonsense and told him so. Well, he didn't appreciate that at all. Refused to talk to me for a full 2 weeks.
What'd the skull look like?
It was quite beautiful, actually. Life-size, perfect in form and clarity, like a diamond almost. Tell me, Miss Bess, what do you know about that crystal skull?
Nothing.
This friend of mine, who is also a friend of Henry Bolet, you know, Dr. Bolet's great-nephew. Anyway, while she was visiting Henry, she saw this book in Bruno's library about the legendary crystal skulls and was kind of intrigued and thought that since Henry said that you were pretty much Bruno's only friend, maybe Bruno had said something to you about it, and as it turns out, he had. That's all I know.
I see. Well, much as I'd like to believe that skull holds the key to immortality, I'm afraid Bruno's passing proves it's worthless. Although it would make an attractive paperweight, as I recall. Tell your friend not to give it another thought.
Where was Dr. Bolet when he had his MI?
We can go home
in the
now,
foyer
right?
of his house, just inside the front door. In fact, I hadn't seen him for a while, so I picked that day to pay him a visit. I walked up to the front door, found it unlocked as usual, opened it, and there he was, lying on the floor in obvious distress. The next thing I know, his housekeeper came running in and started shrieking and carrying on, until finally I sent her out of the room so she could summon an ambulance, and I could once again hear myself think. Well, let's see. Then I knelt down and saw that he wasn't breathing. So I pulled him away from the doorway so I'd have more room to work on him, and began chest compressions. I continued until the medics arrived, but nothing they did made a difference either.
Was Dr. Boulay unconscious the whole time?
Yes, he was.
Can you remember anything that might indicate what he was doing by the front door? I mean, had he just come in from a walk? Was he wearing a hat? Was he holding anything? Had he dropped something? An umbrella? Sunglasses?
Wait a minute. Why, yes, he was holding something. A piece of paper. And on the floor next to him was an envelope. He must have collapsed while reading a letter.
Do you know what happened to it?
Now, I know the letter was no longer in Bruno's hand when the paramedics arrived, so perhaps he released the letter when I moved him. And yet, I do not recall seeing it on the floor when they wheeled him out the door. Iggy.
What's Icky?
Iggy. Iggy is an iguana Bruno befriended, then turned loose in his home. It soon developed the annoying habit of stealing paper.
I love how everyone's acting like an iguana is not like a normal pet to have. Okay, so Iggy probably stole this piece of paper, so that's what we gotta work on next.
Are you saying an iguana made off with the letter Bruno had been reading?
It would not have been the first time a missing document ended up in Iggy's possession. Renee would periodically call me saying the lizard had absconded with one of Bruno's prescriptions and would I please write her up a replacement. In any case, Bruno once told me he was training Iggy. Said he taught Iggy to retrieve the things it had stolen.
Do you think it's possible that Renee caused Dr. Boulay's death by, say, hoarding the pills from those missing prescriptions and giving them to him all at once?
No. Had he died of an overdose of the medications I had
Man, but it would have been
prescribed,
case
the
closed
manner
if
of
we
his
said
death
yeah.
would have been quite different. But he died of a heart attack. Of that, I am certain. However,
Right.
I know for a fact that Renee is deeply involved in the practice of hoodoo. And as Bruno's housekeeper, she had ample opportunity to use it against my poor old friend.
You mean hoodoo really works?
Young lady, never, ever underestimate the power of suggestion. If a person believes in something, even on a subconscious level, fantasy can easily become fact. And who knows what rubbish Renee filled Bruno's mind with? Drink this, don't eat that. This brings good luck, that brings bad, day in and day out. Even if he said he didn't believe a word of it, who knows how much his subconscious was absorbing? He was very old and vulnerable. So could Renee have caused Bruno to have that fatal heart attack? There's not a doubt in my mind she could indeed.
So looks like we're about to have a conversation with Renee.
I've enjoyed our conversation immensely.
Suspicious. Alright, so let's call Nancy, catch her up on everything he just said. We gotta talk to Renee, we gotta talk to Iggy. There's too much happening.
Okay, here's what's been happening at my end.
And that's pretty much it.
Good work. I'll take it from here. Thanks again.
Good luck. Bye.
Alright. Renee, are you a murderer? Because I'm not 100%
Hello
sure anymore.
Were you in the house when Dr. Boulay passed away?
I was indeed. I was in the library cleaning when all of a sudden I heard a big thump. I hurried out to investigate, and sure enough, there was Dr. Boulay lying by the front door. And as I rushed over to him, the door opened and in walked Gilbert Buford. He took one look at Dr. Boulay and hollered at me to call 911. So I ran back into the library and did just that. When I came back out, Gilbert was leaning over Dr. Boulay, listening for breathing, I suppose. And then he started pushing up and down on his chest. But it was too late. Even I could tell that Dr. Boulay was gone.
How was it that Gilbert was able to just walk right in like that?
As you yourself discovered, people around here seldom lock their front doors during the day. But you know, in the back of my mind,
Don't tell Nancy that. She's
I
just gonna
have
walk into
always
random people's
wondered
homes
about
now.
Gilbert Buford
You
showing
mean
up at the
everyone
door
doesn't
at
lock
that
their door?
exact
Oh,
moment.
I've got some investigating to do.
Nice talking to you.
Take care, hon.
Alright, I'm gonna go talk to Henry. See if Henry can add to this conversation. Oops, sorry. Henry can add to this conversation about Dr. Buford.
Yes?
I'll
Nope,
let you get
nothing.
back to
You
work.
good? Alright, you don't need to
Whatever.
talk to me. That's fine. I'm only really trying to talk to you so I can get an award, but... Alright, so we haven't explored the garden yet, so let's try to do that. So here are the wasps, and I guess we can do a second chance here. I'm just gonna sit here and let the wasps sting me because I enjoy Nancy in pain.
Ow! Ouch!
So if you sit and you don't do the wasp and they just sting you enough, you just die or get a second chance, whatever you want to consider it.
We have to go home? Why?
I run into some wasps. Stung me on every part of my body except my... Nope, got me there too.
We have to cut our weekend short on account of wasps?
I'll explain later, okay? Right now it kind of hurts to talk.
I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but Nancy, you really need to be more careful.
No, duh.
She does, though. Okay, so you can die by wasp, but let me actually do the wasp puzzle. So basically you just want to spray them until they're all dead.
That should keep you guys quiet for a while.
And then you get a loquat. What else can we look at? Let's just explore the garden. We can walk around. We can go over here. We got this weirdo. We got these that you can push on their heads. Uh-oh. What did that do? Change these little feathers. So that's a puzzle for later. We don't really know what to do with that just yet. And we got Bruno Bollet. Interesting. Speaking of death by insects, you can encounter the spider and just refuse to actually avoid it.
If that spider is poisonous, I could be in trouble. Because I'm starting to feel kind of...
Oh no! Second chance. The key here is not to get bit by a spider. Yeah, so let's not do that. There is a key in here. There's a spider. We're not quite sure what to do with that just yet. But we're just exploring. Got some... Ooh. Let's push these. Because why not? I feel like it. And we can go out this gate. And if we turn around and go and see where these things were pushed out, we can actually grab this thing, which we're gonna need. We don't know what it's for yet, but we're gonna grab it anyways. So here's basically the cemetery. So we saw the miniature, which is basically gonna be our map, and we can just walk around. This is the mausoleum.
To figure out if there's anything camouflaged in that design, I'm gonna need some paper.
Okay, let's go find some paper. Let's work on that. Paper. If I were paper, where would I be? Henry's sitting at his desk, so he probably has paper at his desk. So let's go ask Henry. You got some paper on this desk? I see some paper right there, so you probably have some. Let's ask him.
Yes?
Do you know where I could find some plain paper and maybe some chalk?
Thanks to that iguana, paper's like non-existent in here. Try asking Renee. What do you need chalk for?
It's kind of a long story.
None your
Well,
business.
can't help
That's
you
what
there
I need
either.
it for.
Sorry.
Alright, so he does not have chalk and he does not have paper. Okay.
How come your great-uncle's crypt
Great.
is in the garden and not in the cemetery?
Don't ask me. It's kind of weird. Apparently he built the crypt himself, but he never indicated in his will or anywhere else that that's where he wanted to be buried. I stuck his ashes in there anyway and had the thing inscribed. If that's not what he wanted, too bad.
Oh,
I'm going to keep
okay.
looking around.
Whatever.
Alright, so I'm looking for chalk and paper. You know what we could use as chalk? We can go in here, get some charcoal and use it as chalk. So we still need paper though. So let's ask Renee if she's got some paper. I doubt she has paper outside, but she might know where I can find some.
Hello again.
Do you by any chance have some plain paper that I could use?
I most certainly do. But it's up in my room, and I'm afraid I cannot retrieve it for you until I'm finished here. You get the sudden urge to draw a picture?
Sure.
Something
if that'll
like that.
put your mind at ease.
I know. I'll
yes.
help you. That way you'll get done faster.
Gracious, you are the picture of impatience, aren't you?
Nancy is
Well,
the
I
most
appreciate
impatient
the offer.
person I know.
But here, why don't you just take this instead? It's an extra key to my room. The paper's in a drawer in my nightstand.
I would have liked it if you just gave me paper, but okay.
Paper-thieving iguana. Just go on up and help yourself. But make sure you lock the door when you leave, you hear? You I trust. But Henry, him I do not.
I really appreciate this.
I wouldn't trust Henry with my room key either.
As long as you're going up there, my appetite could use a little placating. So I would be much obliged if you would bring me a candy bar from my nightstand.
You got
and take
it.
one for yourself while you're at it.
Oh, thank you. All right, so we can go get some chocolate. Chocolate. Let's go on up the stairs here. Her room is up here. It's not this room, but we can go in here. We haven't done this yet. So there's an empty bedroom. And we got an eye. I've never been so excited to find an eye before. Look at that. And then Renee's room is up these little steps. And oh, excuse me. Now we're in her room. She said it was in her nightstand. Ah, paper. Perfect. And let's find her chocolate down here.
One for Renee.
Mmm.
And one for me.
Oh yeah, that looks like a good piece of chocolate. Looks so good, in fact. Let's eat a couple more of these. So if we eat enough of these, we can see an extra little funsy thing.
These things are good.
To just make Nancy eat all the chocolate in this cupboard.
Yum. Gosh, these things are good.
I love how Renee said you can have one for yourself, and Nancy's just going through all of these.
Yum. Uh-oh.
So if you eat too many, Nancy gets sick. Fun little extra thing. I love doing that every time I play this game, because honestly, Nancy kind of deserves it. What else can we look at? We've got, from Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. And what else do we got? We got this thing. So basically, we're gonna try to make these little pictures. So I'm gonna try to keep note of these. How about that? So we got this. We got half the heart here. This thing. Okay. So I already know that these two are gonna work for this first one. I feel like I just have to write them down first, and then we'll figure it out. It's kind of tedious when you do have to go through and write every single one, but once they're all written down, it's a fairly easy puzzle. Got half a heart. Got this little like pagoda looking thing. We got this half of that. That's gonna be for 3 dots. This heart. Ah, there's that other thing. We need that one. We're gonna need that. Yup. Okay, and then I've numbered these, so hopefully this makes it easier. That. And okay, let's clear it. So let's see. 1. Okay, I'm trying to do this one first. So 1. Looks like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7. 6, 7. 15. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we got 1 down. All right. So then this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 8. 10. And 12. Boom! Next one. 2. That's 1 half of it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm looking for that thing. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Aha! Woohoo! Last one. I feel like once you have them written down and numbered, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 13, 14, 18. Aha! Perfect! So we have hoodoo, signs, and symbols. Don't know what that means yet, but we've got it. And that's it. That's the only thing that's in this box. Okay, so there is another Easter egg here, and sadly, in the year 2020, IamHotchkiss.com does not exist. But when this game came out, you could go to IamHotchkiss.com, and there would be just fun stuff on there. It was a really fun website. And there is an Easter egg solution, but luckily, with the power of the internet, I have it written down so that we can actually get the Easter egg. So even though that website doesn't exist, you can still do the Easter egg by clicking a certain combination here. So you're going to go 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 3, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So there's 1. We're going to do set number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're going to do the last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And if you do all 3 sets, it'll cluck at you. And you get a second Easter egg. Ooh, I really like this one. This one's really cute. So if you look in your inventory, you got 1, 2 eggs, and we've got 4 eyes. I think we need to get more eyes now. I think we've only got 4. You serious? I've been putting a lot of effort into do eyes. I haven't. I've been doing so many other things. So we have this on the wall. Great stuff. We're gonna come back to that. I think I'm gonna come back in here at some point. And hiccup powder. Right, that looks like it, but she's got some crazy stuff on her table here. Let's go give Renee her piece of chocolate since we came up here specifically. Oh, sorry, no, not through the door. Okay. I'm gonna talk to Henry also on our way out, just so that we can get points for talking to people.
I'll check back with you later.
Awesome.
If I don't get the talking to people award at the end of this game, I swear.
You bring me that Cocoa Kringle bar like I asked?
Here you go.
Right here.
Bless you. I'm so hungry I could devour these plants I'm potting up, dirt and all. How else may I be of service to you?
Those weird symbols on the wall in your room. Do you know who painted them?
I did. Fact of the matter is, there's a spirit living in that wall.
A spirit?
Got a voice that'd send shivers down the spine of Dracula himself. Used to hear it sometimes, in the dead of night, half talking, half whispering.
That's really scary. Imagine you're just like sitting in your room at night and you just hear some like
no one on earth
hoodoo talking.
And suddenly, I knew. The spirit was trying to cast a spell on me. So I got me a book and found out that by painting the word I heard on the wall, syllable by syllable, in hoodoo signs, I could counteract the word's power. And you know what? The spirit has not spoken that word or any other since.
What was the word?
Darling, a sack full of water moccasins couldn't get me to say that word out loud. Nor will I write it down. No, sir.
That's the most southern
not ever,
thing.
ever.
A sack full of water moccasins.
Nice talking to you.
Take care, hon.
Okay, but now that we have paper, we can actually go and do some tracings. So let's go do it. Let's get some puzzles done. Here we are. Let's trace that. Okay, so we got a coffin. Nice. What about this one? Some bones. A lot of work went into this. I'm proud of it. Bird. So we already had this one. So somebody, whoever the skeleton person was had these tracings because we already have a bird. Interesting. Someone was here. Someone was trying to do something. We got a worm. The scariest thing of all. A worm. So we know where that goes. We saw that at the beginning of the game. We can go to the little mini cemetery. And let's see. Mini cemetery. This thing. Oops. Here. So if we look at these, it's got this little like iron looking thing. This one. So this one's the worm. What else? It's like floral one is the coffin. Already done. This other floral one is bones. This one's bones. And we know the other one's a bird. Haha! So now we have a key. Perfect. I love when stuff comes together like this. So that key is probably for the mausoleum. So let's go and open that. Oh! Oh no, Henry! This door's locked. Let's use the key. Alright, what do we got?
This must be the painting that goes in that empty frame.
Probably. You're probably right, Nancy. We got Marcel, Fifi. Got all the Bolets in here. That's pretty much all we can do. I wish there was more stuff you could look at in there, but there's not. We picked up the painting, so we're gonna go and put it into the frame. Here we go. Haha. Okay, so this actually corresponds to something we've already picked up, which is this. TBFM, you know, I'm gonna write it down because I'm gonna forget it. TBFM LHAPU. And we're gonna put these in order based off of the items in the picture. So T stands for toothbrush, B for banana, F for fan. Is that an M? I can't even read my own handwriting. M for monkey, L for lollipop, H hat, A for axe, P for puppy, and then U for umbrella at the end. Ooh. Let's go on in here.
Come on, Summer, give me a break here. You never said anything about that. Well, how was I supposed to know? I mean, what am I, telepathic? No, come on, don't get upset. Look, I'll see what I can do, okay? What do you mean, something else? You gotta be kidding me, Summer. I don't have that kind of money. No, I meant I don't have it now, but I will soon, okay? Bye.
Aw, sounds like some trouble.
Aw,
okay, so we can talk to Henry about that in a bit. What is this? Eye of the Beholder. Alright, I'm gonna go up these stairs. And this looks like the spider thing, so I'm gonna write this down. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And we're just going by the number of notches here. 4, 5, 6 is that one. 7 is this top one, and 8 is down here. Okay. So, because we can't open this door without
Locked,
a key.
naturally.
Naturally. Alright, let's head on down. We saw the Eye of the Beholder thing, so let's go look at that. Seems like a clue. Eyeball. Perfect. Henry, what's going on? Who's Summer?
Yes.
Don't want to talk to me about it?
I'll let you get back to work.
You do you, fam.
Whatever.
Maybe Renee knows about Summer. Let's go ask Renee. Renee, who is this Summer girl? And why is she so mean? Oh, okay.
I'll see you
don't wanna
later.
Talk to me either.
Thanks for coming by.
Let's go deal with the spider. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, so key goes to that door up at the secret passageway. So let's go. Key, door. Perfect. Let's look around. Ah, we got another eyeball.
This must be where I'm supposed to put all the glass eyes I've found. Let's see how we're doing.
I think maybe one of the main reasons I like this game is I enjoy when we have to collect stuff. Like, I can see a goal. I also like task lists where you check stuff off. Oddly enough, I never played Junior, so I never have a task list, but I like it so much. We know how many eyeballs are left and what we gotta find. Okay, so let's play some skee ball. Maybe find another eye doing this. So, I'm gonna try my hardest to take this slow. This is the only hint I can give for this, the only advice. Slow and steady wins the race. Oh man, this is a rough one. I'm actually gonna pull this all the way back. Perfect. I'm gonna actually turn them all to chickens first. And then we're gonna change them all to eyes. They can go from teeth to chicken to eyes. Now I gotta get that back row. This is the hardest row for me. I don't know why, but the hardest row, yeah, the hardest row is the back row for me. I cannot explain it. Always have an issue with it. Alright. Woo! Come on. I know you can do it, Nancy. Okay, so we hear a chicken clucking. That's gonna be important for an Easter egg later, but not right now. Right now we're gonna deal with an eyeball. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip these. Oh gosh, this is so nerve-wracking. I don't want to mess up. Oh no! Hold on, I messed it up. Panic! Panic ensues. Okay, let's change this back to a chicken. Alright. Make this one an eyeball. My heart is racing so fast right now, guys. I don't even know how to explain it. My hands are sweaty. It's so nerve-wracking! Alright. We got this. We have it. We just gotta be confident. Confident but slow. It's alright. We will get it. I don't know. Okay, I really thought that was gonna like mess up my whole middle section, but it's not. We're good. Oh gosh, we're so close, guys. I know I'm whispering right now, but I think that it helps. Okay, we got one more. I don't know what scares me so much about this puzzle. Oh goodness, I was palms sweaty and everything. Alright, so we got an eyeball, but this is not the only thing you can do with this. We can do the Easter egg by doing, hold on, let's change this. So we changed them all to chickens before, and then what you want to do is you want to go back into it and basically cycle through all the options, and you get an Easter egg! Woohoo! And you only have to do that on one square. So I think the original Easter egg was you could do all chickens and then all teeth, but there is a shortcut. If you do all chickens, you get the little clucking sound, and then you just have to pick one square and rotate it from chicken, eye, and then teeth again, and then you'll have laughing, and then you'll get an Easter egg. I don't know how it works, but it's super cool, and it's a faster way to get the Easter egg. So we got that, and then we have this beautiful man. So one of the awards you can get is if you play with this doll enough, you get an award. So what I basically do in order to get this is just go through and click every button and say talk.
Go.
And this can only be done before you solve this puzzle. So I'm just gonna go through and click all the buttons.
No.
Honestly, I like hearing him talk too.
D.
Oh, I didn't do ka. Hold on, go back. Let's go back. Ka. How could I forget ka? And so there's 10 buttons, so I think that 10 is good enough to get that award, but you know what? I like to throw a little extra pizzazz in, so I'm gonna make up my own word. Burkalumu pa. Alright, so we'll come back and actually solve this puzzle, but we've played around with it enough that we should be able to get an award.
Here, Iggy.
Iggy. Look at our 3 beautiful Easter eggs. But we have a loquat, so let's get Iggy to come out here.
Come here, Iggy. Got something for ya.
Alright, Iggy. We get to play dress up. I'm so excited. So if we dress him up as a very, very dapper mailman. Look at that. Look how dapper. And you just gotta back out, and he will bring us something. Okay. Dear Dr. Bolay, I've completed my review I ran last Tuesday on the crystalline replica. Okay, my analysis showed that the skull, while made of remarkably pure crystal, was carved using modern instruments. In layman's terms, the skull is a fake. Chaz Milo. Okay, so Chaz Milo of Milo Research and Technology told Dr. Bolay that the crystal skull is a fake. This was what he was holding in his hand when he died. Possible reason for a heart attack? I think so. Teeth. Yes. Let's look at the desk here. We got a calendar. Oh.
May 31st? That's today.
Okay, May 31st, Scuttled Bones at Rampart and Dumaine. What a coincidence. So something's happening at Rampart and Dumaine. And Scuttled Bones has something to do with that. Short Stories for Tired Eyes by Bruno Bolay. So this has some puzzle clues in here, and I'm going to basically go through this towards the end of the game, but these are the things that we're going to need to solve some puzzles. So I'm going to take that with me. And on this day, November 8th, 52, the Jolly Roger crew of New Orleans hereby invites Dr. Bruno Sinclair Bolay to join its hallowed ranks. So Dr. Bolay, part of the Jolly Roger crew. Interesting.
Gotcha.
All right, grab that eye. We're getting all the eyes. Bruno, as usual, a good time was had by all. Your friend and fellow Jolly Roger Gilbert. Aww. It looks like an initiation. Look how cute. Okay, kind of suspicious, but cute. Ooh. Okay, so we can actually get an award for gumballs as well. I know there's an award for everything in this game, and I love it. This was actually the first game to do a full award system rather than just get one award by the end. You could have like a little checklist award thing. So I'm going to keep track of which gumballs we have. So there is a eat all the gumballs type stuff. So there are a couple of colors you can get. So I got blue. The goal is to get every color if possible. Oh man, we got another blue. Let's see. Ha! What is with the blue? Come on! It's all random. And apparently we are only worthy of a blue gumball. Ah! We got another one. I always think this is like a white. I'm not quite sure. I honestly don't know. Because there is a green. Like that one's not green. Maybe it's yellow. Maybe it's not white. Maybe it's yellow. We got green, and I think we're looking for a purple. There might be only 4 colors. Oh, and a red. I think there might be a red. Okay, we got green, blue, yellow, white, green. Let's see what else we got. Ugh, It's so exciting. I'm like waiting for a purple. Give me a purple. No, purple. I want purple. Oh, man. Green. This could be a whole game in and of itself. Just gumball simulator. I want purple. I want purple so bad. Give me purple. That's blue. Not what I want. I just want this award so bad. Green. I think we're missing red and purple. Yellow, white, whatever it is. We can always come back to this. I may give up and we can come back. Because it's looking like it just hates me. I've never had this much trouble trying to get a red or a purple to come down. Alright, looks like we're gonna go back to it. Yeah, no. Okay, we'll come back to this. And we have time with it. And we got a spider thing gonna pop out of this, which we'll do later. Spider! And it has an eyeball here as a clue that we can get an eyeball from the spider. So perfect. I love it. What else? Oh, that's it. Okay. That's it. So, oop, we can't just leave like that. We gotta use this. And let's go talk to Henri. Henry, how are you doing? You holding up, Spam?
Yes.
Who's Summer?
Do you think I could borrow your
He still doesn't want to talk to me about
the one that
Summer.
has Bruno's glass eye on it?
You want to borrow it? What for?
Actually, all I really want is the eye. I mean, it's just so cool.
Don't
What if you break it?
If it's on a chain, it can't be that fragile.
I don't think I want to take that chance. Sorry.
The box of your great uncle's things that you sold to Zeke's curio shop, that was a no-no, wasn't
Blackmail.
it?
What box
Nancy's
of things?
#1
I don't know what
tactic.
you're talking about.
I checked out that half-burned receipt from Zeke's that I found in the fireplace.
Well, somebody screwed up somewhere because I haven't sold anything to anybody. Why would I sell one lousy box of stuff when I'm about to inherit a whole house full of stuff? Get real.
You sold it because you needed some quick cash in order to keep Summer happy, didn't you?
How do you know about her?
Playing detective is actually a lot more than a hobby with me. I could
Who's
make
Summer,
a lot of trouble
Henry?
for you, Henry. But if you come clean, tell me about Summer.
She's this girl I'm in love with. I think she loves me back, but she's so unpredictable it drives me nuts.
You argue a lot?
All the time, mostly over how schizoid she is. I mean, I never know what's gonna make her happy. Like, just before I left, I took practically every bit of cash I had and bought her a bunch of CDs. You know, to keep her occupied while I was gone, right? Well, soon as I get here, she calls and says her sound system just went bluey and I had to buy her a new one because what good were the CDs I bought her if she couldn't play them? So then you
threw a bunch of Bruno's things into a box and sold it to that curio shop.
Yeah. I wired her the money, but then she called and said she also needed new headphones. Next call, it was new speakers. And now she expects me to buy her a flat-screen TV. When I try to talk to her about always wanting more like that, she gets really mad. But I'm afraid if I don't
Flat-screen
give her what she
TV.
wants, she'll...
That's
I'm
wild to
afraid she'll
hear.
dump me. And I
As
couldn't
if, like,
take
not
that.
all TVs are flat screen because they weren't
She's
at the
the only
time.
girlfriend I've ever had. Ever will have, probably. Look, you don't need to go telling Renee or any of those lawyers about selling that stuff, right?
I can't just ignore what you did, Henry.
I know. You still want the glass eye? Take
Absolutely.
it. Go ahead. It's all yours.
I will keep
You want something,
everything on
I
the
want
down low if
something,
I can
take
get a
it, and we're
glass eye
even,
out of
okay?
it. Heck
Well,
yeah.
it's not like you sold off half the estate or anything.
$300. That's all I've gotten out of his estate. I swear. Go on, take it.
Thank you. That's all I needed to do? Just blackmail you into giving me this eye?
I was naughty, but from now on I'll be nice, I promise.
Do you know anything about the crystal skull that was in
I
that
was
box
naughty,
of junk
but
you
from
sold
now
to Zeke?
on I'll be nice.
There wasn't any crystal skull in that box.
Are you sure? It would have been inside another box.
Well, I did throw in some smaller boxes. Like I said, I was just grabbing stuff. Was it valuable?
All I really know for sure right now is that it's missing.
Great. Be just my luck to have sold something that wasn't junk to that glorified trash collector.
I'll let you get back to work.
Sounds good.
Nice. Let's go talk to Renee. Maybe she...
Hello again.
Oh yeah, we have to figure out stuff about this letter.
I think I found the
Totally
letter that
forgot
Dr.
about
Boulay was reading when he had his fatal heart attack. Iggy the iguana had taken it. Apparently, Dr. Boulay did have a crystal skull and believed possessing it would make him immortal. So he had it tested, and the lab sent him its findings in this letter. Read the second paragraph.
My analysis showed that the skull, while made of remarkably pure crystal, was carved using modern instruments. In layman's terms, the skull is a fake.
My guess is Dr. Boulay believed in the skull so completely that when he read it was a fake, he was totally devastated, and his heart just stopped. But what I don't quite understand is, why did you tell me you didn't know about the crystal skull when this letter indicates you did?
Ooh. All right. Dr. Boulay told me about the skull. As you said, he believed with all his might owning that skull was the reason he was still going strong at 95. I lied to you because, well, for one thing, Dr. Boulay swore me to secrecy. And for another, he kept the skull hidden. And up until just this minute, I wanted to be the one who found it.
What made Dr. Boulay decide to have the skull authenticated?
Getting the skull tested was my idea. When Dr. Boulay told me about it, I was skeptical and that troubled him. So I helped him find a private laboratory where we could take it so any and all doubts would be dispelled once and for all. I certainly did not anticipate that the truth would result in his keeling over and dying like that. Well, now that I too know that the skull's a fake, I can stop fretting over its whereabouts. In fact, I should probably thank you and Iggy for setting me straight.
That shovel over there with the interesting handle, do you think I could borrow it?
Dr. Boulay took great interest in that shovel. Don't know why. He never used it. Just like to see it hanging there. Me, I use it to dig up roots.
I could dig you up some roots.
Right now I need mushrooms. I was hoping to get 'em picked tonight, but from the looks of all this potting I still have to do...
I'd be happy to pick them for you.
Why, what a generous offer.
More
All
of
right,
an
then.
impatient
I
thing,
need
but
5
it's
painted
fine.
conchs.
Generous,
They're
we can say
mushrooms
she's
that have got a
generous.
short, fat stem and a large bell-shaped cap covered with big red dots. You might find 1 or 2 here in the garden, but you'll have better luck in the boggy part of the cemetery. You get me 5, no more, no less, and I'll let you borrow that shovel.
Deal.
All right.
You can put 'em in this bag.
Thank you. What a nice bag.
How else may I be of service to you?
I'll see you later.
Come see
Before
me
I do all that, I
anytime.
actually want to call Chaz Milo, the authenticator, and see what he has to say.
Yeah?
Is this Milo Research and Technology?
This is Chaz, Milo. Service forwarded your call to my cell. What do you want?
Are you all right?
I'm at the gym. On the treadmill.
Are you
It's called
alright?
multitasking.
Well, about the letter you sent to Dr. Boulay, you know, where you told him the skull was a fake, I was just wondering...
I never told him that.
Never told him what?
Excuse me?
I told him that skull was authentic.
No, you said in the letter the skull was carved using modern instruments.
I said all the tests I ran proved the skull had been hand-carved and hand-polished. Probably took decades to make.
But the letter Dr. Boulay got said just the opposite.
Plot twist.
Then the letter he got must not have been the letter that I wrote.
Are you saying the crystal skull is
Someone
real?
faked that letter.
Hey,
We need to
I'm
figure
not
out who
saying
did that.
it's magic or anything. I'm just saying it wasn't made using 19th century, 20th century, or 21st century technology.
Did you carbon date it to see how old it was?
The thing was pure quartz. No carbon in quartz. No carbon dating. Hey, look, I'm gonna hang up now. If I try to talk anymore, I'm gonna pass out.
Just one more question. Did you send that letter saying the skull was authentic to anyone else?
No, just Dr. Boulay. I heard he died recently. Good thing I billed him up front.
Yeah, well, thanks for your help.
No problem.
Good thing I still got paid. Okay, maybe Hotchkiss knows a little bit more about the skull now that we know that it was actually real.
Yes, hello? Who is this?
Hello, Professor. This is Nancy Drew again.
Nancy Drew. Are you sure you're not the cheese girl?
Positive.
I wish I was the cheese
Could
girl.
I ask you something?
Of course. Let her rip.
Do you know of any relationship between the Whisperer and a crew in New Orleans called the Jolly Rogers?
A crew named after the skull and crossbones flag flown by European and American pirates? How so very colorful. Yo-ho-ho. Why do you ask?
The man who called you about the Whisperer, Bruno Bollet, he was a member of the Jolly Rogers. I just thought maybe one had something to do with the other.
Had the Whisperer fallen into the hands of pirates, I promise you my research would have turned up that fact. But it didn't. Therefore, no relationship. Coincidence strikes again.
Okay, so nothing between Jolly Roger
better
Crew
go.
and
Thank you.
Toodaloo!
Crystal Skull. Sounds good. It's called Ned because I always feel bad when I play one of these and I don't call Ned often enough. Check on him, make sure he's good, healthy,
Hey, Nancy.
happy.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Meaning,
I think Henry still misses his parents. A lot.
what makes
We
you
saw
say
him
that?
crying.
I saw him out in the cemetery by what I think is their crypt. He seemed pretty upset.
I'm not surprised. I get the feeling that what Henry looks like on the outside is just the opposite of what he looks like on the inside.
Are you familiar with the legend of the
Hashtag good
so-called
guy,
crystal
Ned.
skulls?
Is that where aliens supposedly scattered a bunch of perfectly formed crystal skulls all around the world like thousands of years ago? And all the skulls have different magical powers?
Something like that, yeah. Apparently Henry's uncle was the proud owner of the Whisperer, the skull that was supposed to make whoever owned it live forever.
Only now he's dead and another superstition bites the dust.
Maybe, maybe not. See, this book I found in Bruno's library said no one who has owned the Whisperer has ever died of natural causes.
So how did they die?
They were all murdered.
Come on, you don't believe that crystal skull stuff is true, do you?
I mean, I don't know.
I'm not sure what I believe yet. But right now, what I think doesn't matter. The people who knew Bruno had the skull, if one of them believed in the Whisperer's power, they may have figured the only way they'd ever be rid of Bruno was to cause his death.
But didn't he die of a stroke or something?
Heart attack.
Well, there you go. Natural causes.
Heart attacks can be induced.
You've been watching too many of those forensic detective shows.
That
I
may
don't
be,
know.
but
If
what's
you had
really
a crystal
interesting
skull,
is
you
the
should
skull
probably
is
like watch
missing.
out for murderers.
That is interesting.
And I'll bet you anything that's what my bony friend in the red ascot was looking for.
Does Henry know where the skull is?
He doesn't know anything about it. At least that's what he says. But if that skull is still around here, I intend to find it.
I kind of figured that.
Henry confessed that he sold off some of Bruno's things because he needed money to keep his
I
girlfriend
like
Summer
talking to
happy.
Ned because I feel like
She's
we can
high
like
maintenance,
bounce
huh?
ideas off of him,
Extremely.
which is really nice.
You're so lucky.
I think more people
Hey,
should
don't I know
talk
it?
to Ned.
Think he sold off the crystal skull?
I don't think so.
I feel like
no.
anytime I watch
He
a
acts like he's
playthrough
never
of a
heard
Nancy
the
Drew
crystal
game, no one ever
skull.
talks to
And so
Ned.
the search goes
I feel
on.
bad.
Bruno Bollet's doctor, Gilbert Buford, was apparently Bruno's best friend as well.
Think Bruno told him about the skull?
Yes, in fact, Dr. Buford told Bess that Bruno showed it to him once. But apparently he told Bruno the skull was bogus, and Bruno got a little ticked off. Never showed it to him again.
Well, when it comes to murdering someone and making it look like a heart attack, a doctor's got to be
Ned
right
is
up
the
there when it comes
murder
to
expert.
suspects.
When it comes
Don't
to
worry, I've been
murdering
thinking the
someone,
same thing.
So what else is going on?
In order to find that crystal skull, it looks like I'm going to have to find all of Bruno's glass eyes.
Bruno wore a glass eye?
He wore a lot of glass eyes.
Kinda
Not all
crazy.
at once, of course, but from this box I
Not
found
all
in the
at
study,
once.
it looks like he
I
had
don't
at
think
least
anyone was
25.
assuming that
What makes
he
you
wore
think
all of
finding
his
them will
glass
lead
eyes
you
at
to the
once.
skull?
Something
man,
Bruno said to
Nancy.
Professor Hotchkiss, whom I've met before, by the way, in Wisconsin. Did I ever tell you about her?
Why does that name bring Boots to mind? Boots and cheese.
Anyway,
Boots
it turns
and
out she's an
cheese.
expert on the crystal skull. So Bruno called her once, and when she asked him if he knew where the skull called the Whisperer was, he said, "The eyes have it."
He meant eyes with an E instead of an A.
Right.
Did he
Ned,
lose
so
all these
smart.
eyes or hide them on purpose?
I'm pretty sure he hid them on purpose.
And I thought Henry was weird.
Get this, Bruno had a pet iguana that he liked to dress up in little costumes.
Say what?
I kid you not. I found little outfits for Iggy. That's the iguana's name, Iggy, in Bruno's study. He could dress him up like a mailman, an optometrist, or a pirate.
Now I've heard everything.
No, you haven't. Iggy also hides things in the vents, and depending on what outfit he's wearing, he'll go into the vent and bring out different stuff.
You have got to be joking.
Like, I dressed him up as a mailman, and he brought me out a letter.
Poor Henry. If weirdness is genetic, he doesn't stand a chance.
Ned, I was just talking about what a great guy you are. You didn't
I'm
be
pretty sure a
mean.
letter caused Bruno Bollet to
man.
have that heart attack.
A letter?
Apparently, Bruno and Renee had recently taken the crystal skull to a lab to see if it was authentic. The lab guy mailed Bruno a letter summarizing his test results, which showed the skull was a fake, and when Bruno read it, I think the shock was just too much for him.
So much for his being murdered.
Actually, that's not quite true. When I called the lab guy, he said that in his letter he told Bruno the skull was authentic.
You mean someone faked the letter that said the skull was a fake?
Yep, which means Bruno more or less did die at someone else's hand.
Good grief. Have you told anyone?
No, and I don't think I'm going to. For
I
one
think we
thing,
should
I don't
tell
want to tip my
everyone
hand. For
and
another
see what
thing,
their
I don't want
reactions
anyone
are.
thinking that skull is the
But
real
Nancy's
deal
probably smarter
after
than me.
all.
We're not going to tell it.
Which apparently it is.
The only thing those lab tests proved is that the skull is at least 300 years old. Not that it has magical powers or anything.
But still, finding it would be pretty cool.
Nothing more to report.
Keep me posted. You got that?
Got it. Bye, Ned.
Bye, Nance.
Alright, let's go get some mushrooms. Actually, while we're here, we might as well get another loquat. We're gonna need it, so why not? Whee! Wasp murder! Alright, we got another loquat, so we can dress Iggy up again. But let's go get some mushrooms.
This has
One right
got to be
here.
a painted conch.
There's one right
Another
there.
painted conch. Yes!
And I think you could go this way. Yep, one there. Like that. Let's see. Oh, that's Sorrow Park, but we don't need to be there just yet. I think we want to go this way. Here's Siesta. Haha. There's one right here. Oh, snap. There is a second chance here. We can do it. I'm gonna kick the log again. Because why not? And... Gosh, Nancy. Please don't feed the alligators. Okay. I won't. Sorry. But that's a cool second chance. I actually really like that one. Okay, and then we've got, I think we need one more. There's a way to keep, yeah, it just tells you. We got 4, we need 5, so one more. Where would I be if I were a mushroom? I think I would be over here. I do like we can see Nancy's shadow. Kind of cute. Nice touch. See a little bit of her right there. Adorbs. Let's get Renee her mushrooms, and then she'll give me a shovel.
Did you pick me those mushrooms yet?
Absolutely.
Sure did.
Well, bless your heart, you did it.
Actually, picking the one growing on the log sticking out of the swamp was a little hairy.
Oh my. I forgot to warn you about Bernie, didn't I?
Yes, you
If
did.
by Bernie you mean the alligator that almost had me for dinner,
I
yeah,
almost
you
died.
did.
Actually, I did
He's another
die,
one of Dr.
but I got a
Beauvais'
second chance
pets.
because
He'd kick that
That's
log
normal.
to get Bernie's attention, then feed him marshmallows. Problem is, now that gator leaps up and snaps every time someone so much as touches that log. I should have said something, but I've gotten so used to Bernie, I just plain
or
forgot.
you wanted me to die.
Anyway, feel free to help yourself to that shovel. You earned it.
I'll see you later.
Thank you.
Take care, hon.
Alright, let me grab this shovel. Perfect. We have a shovel now. Let's go and give Iggy that loquat. But first, I'm gonna solve some puzzles. Is that the key? Where's the key? There's the key. When you have too many keys in your inventory and you don't know which one's which. I love it. I'm gonna go look at this wall, because now we can actually solve this puzzle. Let's draw this out. We got a little triangle, we got another triangle, a little circle with a thing there. This thing. Square and a square. Mustache with a circle above it, and then a little fancy triangle. Ooh. I love it. And then we're gonna go look at the hoodoo book. Hoodoo. And we're gonna write down what they mean. Alright, so that's a ba. Sa. I think it's Lou. Yep. Pa. Pa. Like, I know the solution, but I'm looking at it to make sure I'm right. Pa. D-Muka. It should be D-Muka. D. Yep. Mu. Ka. Yes. Baza lupa di muka. I hope I didn't just curse myself. Let's go and, no, Nancy, don't do that. I didn't ask you to. Alright, secret passageway. We'll go up to the attic. We're gonna solve that puzzle. We're gonna give Iggy a loquat. Let's actually do that first. Why not? Loquat.
Iggy, how about a nice, juicy loquat?
Okay. What should we dress Iggy up as this time? I'm gonna try to do all the outfits. So let's do optometrist. Look at him. So fancy. A little shuffle back into the vent. Alright, we got an eyeball from Iggy. We're gonna go, I just wrote it down. Ba, sa, lu, pa, di, mu, ka. Talk.
Pa, sa, lu,
I mean, imagine you're in your room at night and you just hear this through the wall. Terrifying. Ooh, we got an eyeball, we got a token, and we got this piece of paper. The last denizen buried on my guard will start you a-huntin' through the graveyard. What's written on the headstone will lead you to another, and so on and so forth till tiny treasure you discover. Perfect. Good clue. We're gonna figure that one out in just a second. But before we do that, I want to try to get all these gumballs again. Ugh, I need more gumballs. We got a purple one! Oh, first try! Alright, so I think we just need a red one now. And then we've got the award. Oh man, green. Purple. Green. Just need a red one. Just a red one. Any day now. I really just want the award, okay? The things I do just to get a check mark at the end of the game. Green. Blue. I'm literally just missing one. I just need the red. Red. This next one's gonna be a red. I can feel it in my bones. I mean, that looks like red to me. Give me a red. I just want a red. Maybe I should leave and come back and maybe I'll get a red one like that purple. Where the purple was the first one to come out. Jeez, what? So how's everyone's day? I feel like mine's going fairly well. Luckily the sun's kind of gone down a bit, so it's not so bright in here anymore. Because it's nice to play this game with the lights kind of dim. So, I mean, that's kind of nice, you know? I like that. I just want a red one. I might end up editing all of this out and you won't actually get to see all the struggle, but I really do want this red one. had fun, which means we have every single color of gumball, which means we have the award for eating a lot of gumballs. So now that I've done that, I can take this token that we got from the dummy's head and stick it in here. And we get an eyeball. Oh, I love it. Okay, so now we're gonna work on this puzzle. I'm gonna write these down. Middle C, middle C, middle C. I'm so excited. D. E, 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 it should be a 3 E's, yeah. D. Middle C, D, E. Middle C, D, E. Middle C. Okay, so we're gonna put that down with the spider. Perfect. Let's see how we're doing on eyeballs. We have 12 eyeballs so far. Good for us! I'm proud. We've made it to 12 eyeballs. So let's go and get our spider eyeball. Breezing through this game. Okay. Spider. So let's do this. Middle C, middle C. Where's that? That's D, E, middle C. Okay. Perfect. Eyeball time. Grab it. Okay, so now we are at 13 eyeballs. What a lovely lucky number. 13 eyeballs. So the next thing I want to do is the Denizen Puzzle. And for the sake of this playthrough, I will do the long way of doing it. Usually you don't need to do it the long way. You can, if you know the answers, you can just type them in. But for the sake of trying to experience everything and immerse ourselves in this game, I will do it the long way. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this book over here. The last denizen buried on his watch was, let's see, it's a lot of pages. Tammy Tasselman, who is buried in Terra Siesta. So, alright. Tammy Tasselman.
That looks like the right name.
Alright, so let's go to Terra Siesta. And we're gonna get a clue, and we're gonna do a lot of back and forth here. And usually I don't do it this way, but like I said, for the sake of this playthrough, I think we should do it. I rarely do it like this, so it should be fun. Alright, so I'm gonna keep track of where everybody is. Terra Siesta. Okay. I think it's this way. Hold on. Alright, perfect. Tammy Tasselman couldn't sleep without a peep, so when she died, we buried her deep. Okay, let's figure out what that means. Couldn't sleep without a peep. Couldn't sleep without a peep. Who could that possibly be? So what I really like about this is that they are puns, and I enjoy a good pun. So we're basically going to flip through this book until we find someone's name that sounds like it fits the prompt. So let's see, who do we got here? I know who we're looking for, so it's a little bit easier. But the first time I played this, it was hard. I went through every single name and tried to sound them out to figure out which was the answers, but I at least know who I'm looking for right now. Where are you? Takes a good bit of time. But like I said, we'll do the long way. Oh, wait, I think I just saw her. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Constant snoring. Get it? Constant snoring. Snoring. Sleeping without a peep. So we got constant snoring in crowing crypts. Okay, crowing crypts. So we're going to pull out our little thing here. Constant snoring.
That's gotta be it.
Perfect. So let's go to Constant Snoring's grave in Crowing Crypts. All right, let's do that. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, I think Crowing Crypts. Where are you? I think it's this way. Yep, there we are. Constant snoring. Alright, so never early, never late. Let's go find someone's name that's never early, never late. Think of a punny name that would work for that. Okay, never early and never late. Again, it's so much easier when you know what you're looking for. Never early, never late. Just in time. Never early and you're never late, but you are just in time. So just in time.
That looks like the right name.
Perfect. Where is just in time buried? He is in Sorrow Park. And I think I know where that is because I accidentally went there recently. When we were trying to go somewhere else. Relaxing. I just like the atmosphere of this game. It's very soothing. I think this may be why it's one of my favorites. Just when it's a rainy day. It's a fun one. Sorrow Park. There we are. Just in time. All dressed up with no place to go. All dressed up with no place to go. I don't know. All dressed up with no place to go. Oop, there he is. Mannequin. What an unfortunate name.
There. I'm no dummy.
I wonder how this was created. Was this actual stuff that was written on these people's gravestones, or I don't know. I honestly don't. Writhing Roots. Or did he just make up these names? Did Bruno make up these names so that he could make a puzzle? I don't know. Because it's kind of unfortunate if these people just had these names and he made up some pun for them. He's like, aw, Manny, I'm gonna just put this on your grave. Great stuff. The sad thing is, like, the clue, like, that actually matches their name isn't on their grave. It's on the previous person's grave, so it doesn't make sense. See, like, Mannequin died in debt. That makes no sense. You put died in debt on whoever's, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about it too much, but died in debt is the next clue. I don't know. As much as I like this puzzle, it makes absolutely no sense in my brain as to how it was formed. The rest of the puzzles in this game, it makes sense. It's basically a treasure hunt, but these are actual people, I would think. I think it's towards the beginning of this book, to be honest. Okay, yeah, I think it's like one of these first pages. Yeah, Owen Moore. Get it? Died in debt because he's Owen Moore. Not Oven. Oven Moore.
That looks like the right name.
Where is Owen? Where are you, Owen? Sorrow Park. Okay. And we've already been there. We know where that is. Quick little trip. Okay. Nancy's legs probably so toned after this puzzle. She also doesn't have an umbrella with her, so I'm sure she needs a change of clothes at some point. A stand-up person. Stand-up person. I actually did see this name when we were flipping through, so I know where it is. A stand-up person. It's such a nice thing to put on, as your epitaph. A stand-up person. They truly were. I think it was somewhere here in the middle. Where are you? Nope, I just saw you. Kneel down. A stand-up person. Kneel down.
Let's hope Neil is lying down by now.
Nancy, this is not time for jokes. Come on. Growing crypts. Growing crypts, okay. Dee-dee-dee. Bum, 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 bum. It was this way. Perfect. Who else we got? All that's left of me are these old bones. Just the bones. Alright. Let's try to find ya. My remains. Like my remains. Myra Mains. All that's left of me are these old bones. My remains.
Bingo.
And where is Myra? Myra is in Terra Siesta. Terra Siesta. Alright. We only got a couple more of these to go. It can get tedious, especially when you know the answers. Alright, bloomed too late, pruned too early. Oh man. Okay. Bloomed too late, pruned too early. Oh, wait, I just saw it. Rose, winter, spring. Whew, rose, winter, spring. Almost, we're in the home stretch. Rose, winter, spring.
Smells right to me.
It does smell quite right to me. Rose, winter, spring, where are you? Slumber Gardens. Slumber Gardens. Okay, perfect. Whoop. I hate when I misclick. Nope. Let's go this way. Where is it? Where were we? We're Slumber Gardens. Goodness gracious. It's not that way, I can tell you that. Seeping Meadow, not what we need. Writhing Roots. I don't even remember where Sleeping Meadow is. Slumber Gardens. I was like, what? She would have given you the shirt off her back. Sounds like a nice person. I would like you to stay clothed, but if you were going to give me the shirt off your back, I would appreciate it. Would have given you the clothes off her back. Alright. Buck, Bart, Derek, Michael, Autumn. Where are you? Ah, Polly Esther Givens. Polly Esther Givens.
Hopefully this will givens me a clue.
So Polly Esther Givens, where are you buried? This is actually the last one of this list, so thank goodness we don't have to keep coming back and forth. 40 winks. Perfect. Last one. Technically last one. 40 winks, I believe, is this way. Alright, we get an extra clue. Same name as my dog at 10, moved from his grave and buried again. Alright, that's a Bess question. Let's talk to Bess. She would probably know, because there was that picture of that dog that she found. So we just need to ask her
Hi,
what the name of
Bess.
the dog
How
was.
you doing?
Great. I just took a nice, luxurious bubble bath and I'm ready to boogie. When are you coming back here?
She took a
That's
nice
still kinda
relaxing
hard to
bubble bath
say,
and
but
we're gonna
listen,
make her go snoop again.
Remember that old photo of a boy and his dog you said you saw in that box of stuff Henry sold to Lamont?
Yeah,
Did it look like it was maybe taken in the 1920s?
that's exactly what it looked like. Why?
Because I need to find out the name of Bruno Bollet's dog. And if that boy was Bruno, then that was probably his dog. Was there any writing on the picture?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think it said Bruno.
That's all it said? Just Bruno?
No, it said Bruno but whatever came after and was hidden by the frame.
I really need to know the name of that dog.
Oh, no. No, you don't. No more snooping.
Bess, just get into that box again and see if the dog's name is on that picture. That's all I want you to do.
How? I can't just go waltzing into Lamont's back room.
And he's
You
for
did
sure as
before,
heck
though.
not gonna fall for that sneeze contraption again.
There must be some other way you can distract him. Please, Bess. I can't tell you
No.
how important this is.
I just
You've
got
gotta
out of
do
a
this
bubble
for me.
bath. Why would I
Please?
do this?
Absolutely, unequivocally, for the last time, no. Who am I kidding? We're not gonna have any fun here until you solve this mystery, and since you can't do that until I do this... Okay, I'll sneak into the back room and take another look at that photo. I mean, I will if I don't screw up.
Think positive, Bess. You're gonna do fine.
You bet I am. In fact, I'm not going to call you again until I have seen that picture. I'm going in.
You go, girl.
Yes. All right. So let's go talk to Lamont.
Hey,
You know, I still feel guilty about that sneezing thing, so how about I go and get you a nice big bowl of gumbo?
just so
This isn't
happens
gonna
I'm
end well for
starving,
him.
so hey, you got a deal.
Great. I'll be right back.
All right. So we can also talk to Dr. Buford again, which I actually kind of want to do.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's do that.
I hear that you're a member of the Jolly Rogers crew. Is that true?
Perhaps I am. Perhaps I am not. I'm sure someone as charming and attractive as yourself has her share of secrets, too. Am I right?
Be that as it may, just what is a
I like that she
crew?
just giggles it
Crews are
away.
organizations whose primary purpose is to put on parades during Mardi Gras. They also put on fabulous parties. Very private parties. Members only. Some consider crews to be private clubs. Secret societies is a term others have used. However, back in the 1990s, the city decided not to issue the Jolly Rogers any more parade permits, unless they opened their crew to pretty much anyone who wanted to join. So, refusing to be blackmailed, they chose instead to simply not put on parades anymore. As far as the city is concerned, the Jolly Rogers no longer exist.
Are you saying the Jolly Rogers do still exist?
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
Thanks for making that clear for
Thanks
me.
for your time.
It's been a pleasure, I assure you.
All right, let's get Lamont some gumbo. Dr. Buford's gone now.
Can I help you?
Can I get a gumbo to go, please?
Knock yourself out.
Because I feel bad, I'm going to get him a gumbo without any hot sauce on it, just to, as my actual apology for the sneezing thing. I'm going to give him some gumbo that he deserves.
That my gumbo?
There you go. Enjoy.
So in my heart, I know I did something right.
That hit the spot. Thanks.
Maybe I'll have another look around in here.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so now we have to do the evil thing of putting hot sauce in his gumbo. So I'm gonna go get him another bowl.
What looks good to
But
you?
I will know in my conscience that
Can I
did
get a
something
gumbo to go, please?
not
Eat
horrible, and I gave him some gumbo without hot sauce, but this time I'm gonna put hot sauce on it. I'm gonna feel very bad about it, but it'll be okay, because we can't move on without doing this. So let's go back to Lamont. Let's give him a second bowl, because he needs it, you know.
More gumbo?
You still look kind of hungry to me.
I feel so bad.
Uh-oh. Oh, you're gonna have to excuse me.
Oh no. Okay, let's sneak into the back room now. I mean, he still got...
I can't leave yet. I still have to see if the name of Bruno's dog is on that old
I
photo.
kind of don't want to. I don't think Nancy deserves this answer right now. She needs to come back to the hotel and relax. JK, we can't do that.
Uh-oh. I better get out of here.
Bruno and Grant, 1921.
Grant? The dog's name was Grant?
That's what it said on the photo.
Kind of a weird name for a dog, huh?
Yeah, well, Bruno Bollet was kind of a weird guy. Hey, thanks a lot, Bess.
I hate
You've
that they
been a
keep calling
huge
him
help.
weird. He just
I'll
lived
tell
his
you,
life
being
how he
sneaky
wanted
takes a
to.
lot
And
out of me.
Ned,
I'm
Bess, Nancy,
I still don't know when
Henry,
I'll get back there, so just kind of
Renee,
hang
they've all
loose,
called
okay?
him weird.
Story of my life. Call me if you need me.
Oh.
I will. Bye.
Okay, so let's find Grant in this book. Let's see. Grant. Anybody named Grant? Grant? Derek Grant. There we go. Derek Grant at Writhing Roots. Writhing Roots. Where is that? I think I know where that is. The little locations get mixed up in my brain sometimes, but let's see if I can find it. Yeah. Alright. Writhing Roots Memorial. Derek Grant. We got a pirate hat and an eyeball. Just what I wanted. How did you know? Aw. So, that pirate hat is for Iggy, so what I'm gonna do is what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna go get some, more lip gloss. Goodness. We got one. Okay. They get progressively harder as you, do the Wasp puzzles, but... Okay, let's go and, dress Iggy up. This is kind of what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna dress Iggy up as not what you think I'm going to do, but... Let's see. Iggy. I'm gonna give him this.
Come and get it, Iggy.
And instead of doing the pirate, I'm not gonna do the pirate just yet. I'm gonna do a clown. Because I feel like a clown. Yay! This does nothing, but it does give you an award because you dressed him up as all the costumes. But the clown doesn't do anything. It just makes me sit and look like a clown for trying, so. I'm going to try this again. We're gonna go get another loquat. And dress him up as a pirate this time. Some more wasps. So this is the last time we're gonna have to do the wasps, thank goodness. It stresses me out. The wasps really do stress me. They're getting back up, they're getting back up! No! Stop! Oh, when they get harder, it's a little much for my heart. I can't. Okay. We're gonna get them. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're 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 fine. Everything's fine. They're not about to sting me. It's okay. Everything's good. I just can't click fast enough. Oh god, they're going so fast. We were doing so well before, and now. Just trying to keep the dead ones down, you know. Keep them down. Oh gosh, my hand's getting tired. No, don't sting me. We're fine. Ew. Oh gosh. Oh, alright. Last loquat we needed. Thank goodness. Okay, let's dress Iggy up as a pirate. Get that done. Never doing that again. Stressful. Trying to catch my breath. Man, am I out of shape.
Iggy! Oh, Iggy!
Okay. Now, we get to do a fun one. We get to put him in a pirate costume. Swashbuckling. Beautiful. And what you gonna bring me? I would like a present. Haha! The name that opens every Jolly Roger meeting opens me. And it's got little letters on it, but we don't know what opens the Jolly Roger meeting, so let's call Bess. Come on, Bess.
Hello?
There's supposed to
Hi,
be a
Bess.
meeting at
Listen, you
Rampart and
busy?
Dumaine today.
Why?
I need you to do something for me.
What?
As if I
I
haven't
need
asked
you to
enough of her
infiltrate the
already.
meeting of the Jolly Rogers crew that's about to be held at Rampart and Dumaine, which has got to be right near Zeke's. You're going to have to look around for it. Now, to get into the meeting, you'll need to put on that skeleton man costume you saw in the back room. And once you're in the meeting, you'll need to listen for the name that opens the meeting so you can tell me what it is, okay?
No.
Beth,
No.
I know you don't like to do stuff like this, but this is really, really, really important, and it'll be the last thing I ask you to do. I promise.
Oh, all right. I don't suppose it would do any good to point out that the curio shop is closed.
You'll find a way in. Oh,
Thanks
and if anyone
all
at the
for
meeting
breaking
asks,
and entering.
the password is Scuttled Bones.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
That's the spirit.
What a terrible friend. Alright, let's go. Let's just try to get into this meeting.
Get lost.
Oh, okay. So I need to go get that skeleton man costume out of Zeke's, so let's try that. So we don't know what the combination is, but she does have an inventory item. Yeah, okay. What is this? 28905. Okay, so let's go grab this costume. Perfect. We are now fashionable enough for this meeting. And here we go, I guess. Let's infiltrate a meeting. I'm so excited.
What's the password?
Password? Right.
Shuttle boat.
let's
Scupper
see.
bowl. Scuttled boat.
Scuttled bones.
Better hurry, we're just about to start.
I thought he wasn't gonna let me in for a second. I'm like, that was the password, sir.
John Lafitte! John Lafitte! John Lafitte!
Ooh. If we're in
Welcome,
costume,
my
why is
fellow
she hiding
Jolly
behind
Rogers.
boxes?
We have several pressing matters to discuss this evening, so let us begin. As you may or may not have heard, certain city officials are attempting to deny us the right not only to gather in public places during the Mardi Gras season, but they have also seen fit to...
Shoot, I forgot to turn off my cell phone.
Oh no.
It seems
As if
we
cell phones
have
don't
an
exist.
uninvited guest. Get him!
Like, what if one of them, if it's just like a regular member, you know? You can have a cell phone.
You're making a big mistake. Let go of me. Look, I'm not here to make trouble. You're making a big deal out of nothing. Can't we just talk about this? Where are you taking me? If you just let me explain.
Why, it seems our trespasser is of the female variety. Let's have
Add
a
that to
look.
the list of things Dr. Buford says that creep me out.
That's right. You know me and I know you, Dr. Buford. And I also know that you were the one who attacked my friend over at the Bolay Mansion today. And if you don't tell me why
I like the guys in the back that
now,
are just like...
I promise you, you are going to be in one big world
They
of
don't
hurt.
know what's happening, they're just...
The young lady's clearly upset about something. Clarence, take over the meeting while I try to find
Clarence
out
is
why
like,
she's
"Yes,
making
it's
all
my
these
chance."
crazy accusations.
They're not crazy, and you know
Clarence
it.
is gonna go home to the wife and kids and brag about how he got to take over the Jolly
everything,
Roger
Miss
meeting
Marvin.
tonight.
In private.
I love Clarence.
And he did. He told me everything, Nancy. I bluffed him into confessing. You would have been so proud of me. Oh, and before I forget, the name they chanted at the start of the meeting was Jean Lafitte.
Jean Lafitte. Great. Now, what did Dr. Buford tell you?
Okay. First off, he said that with his dying breath, Bruno Bolay directed him to steal the painting of Henry's parents and lock it up in Henry's parents' crypt. Bruno seemed to think that way Henry would wind up with the crystal skull instead of somebody else.
So Dr. Buford dressed up in his skeleton
I love how
man
Nancy's
costume,
just been hanging
stole
out with
the
this dummy
canvas,
this whole
and
time.
hid it in the crypt like Bruno asked.
That must have been when Renee saw Mr. Death.
But then, Dr. Buford had second thoughts and decided to heck with Henry. He wanted that crystal skull for himself.
Oof.
So this afternoon, he dressed up in his skeleton man costume again and snuck into Henry's house so he could get the key from that mini cemetery and retrieve the painting he'd left in that crypt, knowing the painting would somehow lead him to the skull.
Only I walked in on him and ruined everything.
Right. And now that we're onto him, he says he no longer wants the skull. He's embarrassed that he allowed his superstitious side to get the best of him and says whoever finds the skull is welcome to it. At least that's what Dr. Buford said. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh what?
I told him you were looking for the skull.
That's all right.
Actually, I told him you were on the verge of finding it.
Beth.
Why would you tell him that?
I don't know, I got carried away. So if he lied to me, and he really does still want the skull, then he might come after you.
Oh, man.
He left right after we talked, and I don't think he went back into that meeting. What if he's on his way over
Murder
there?
doctor's
Don't
coming
worry,
my
I'll be
way.
fine. Why don't you just...
Ooh.
Whoa, that bolt of lightning was huge. Anyway, why don't you just go relax, and I'll be back at the hotel before you know it, okay? Bess? Hello? Bess, you there? Nope, she sure isn't.
Bess. Oh no. Okay, so we can't get back in
That bolt
contact
of lightning
with
must
Bess.
have taken out her phone or something.
Dang. So she said Jean Lafitte. Let's do it. Jean Lafitte. Ah, we got an eyeball. Perfect. How many we got now? Eyeball number 15. Okay, so we're actually gonna start doing the actual puzzles of the game. So we're gonna just start and we're gonna go through all these puzzles. So Time Will Tell is our first one. Time Will Tell, part 1. And I'm gonna just try to take notes on this and hopefully we can not mess up. I feel like I always mess up some number on this puzzle, but okay. At exactly midday, so noon, the teacher said to his class, what time will it be when 3 hours have passed? So we're gonna add 3 hours to noon, which would be 3. Okay. Let's pretend it's that time and move ahead 2 hours more. 5. So 12, 3, 5. And from there, let's say it's 9 hours before. 9 hours before would be 8. 8 o'clock. All right. If 6 hours before then, oh gosh. 6 hours before then, so 8 minus 6 hours, 2. Before then, we'd made note of the time. What time would it be if we'd moved ahead 9? So 2 plus 9 hours, 11. 11. His students wrote down 6 numbers in all, then went back to their daydreams of things big and small. Aww. Okay, so we've got 12, 3, 5, 8, 2, 11 for that first one. And then for part 2, at high noon, so noon, the sheriff stepped into the street and addressed Bad Man Bart. 5 hours ago, 7, I told you to leave town and you swore you'd be gone in 3. So 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a reason why you're still here. I left right when I said I would, Bart exclaimed, but just as I was riding out, my horse threw a shoe. I took him straight to the blacksmith, but he was real busy, said it would be 5 hours till he finished with my horse. Okay, so 5 hours. Oh gosh. 3? Yeah, so 10 plus 5 hours, 3. Better tell him to get a move on, the sheriff drawled, because 2 hours from now, which is currently noon, so 2 hours from the current time, which is high noon, so 2. If you're still here, you're gonna be real sorry, understand? Bart understood. He went back to the blacksmith, and an hour later from current time, 1, okay, was on his way out of town. So 12, 7, 10, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Part 3. It was midnight, so 12. And a dark and stormy night. Only 4 hours before 8, I had seen my dear friend Hollis, who informed me he was leaving for the court of the Star Chamber in a mere 2 hours, so 10. And feared he would never return. I realized that 6 hours after he was to enter the chamber, so 10, 4, I was to surrender myself to Count Blackburn. I had no way of knowing whether after the usual 5 hours, so 4 plus 5 is 9, of interrogation, I would be able to keep my rendezvous with Lucretia 2 hours later. 9 to 11. 11. Would the Count let me leave, or would he imprison me forever? I was terrified. Okay, so I got 12, 8, 10, 4, 9, 11. Whew. It's a lot of work, but we got it. Hopefully, maybe I didn't mess up. Who knows? So we're gonna go to the clock over here. Time will tell. So let's do the first one. 12, 3, 5, 8, 2, 11. Okay, so there's one. Perfect. We got an eyeball. And then we're gonna do another one. 12, 7, 10, 3, 2, 1. I was nervous about that one. I wasn't entirely sure. Okay. And then we're going to do the last one. 12, 8, 10, 4, 9, 11. All right, perfect. So we got all 3 eyes from that puzzle, and we can move on to the next one. So let's take a look at that book. A Librarian's Tale will be our next puzzle. Okay, A Librarian's Tale. A great keeper of books, it's true am I, many a reader through me can spy. On wondrous worlds that will never die, you could say it's magic, the librarian's eye. But to get such an eye, you must first take a look at the cards that keep track of every book. The title's the thing, addition's the hook, that will let you remove the orb from its nook. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the cards that keep track of all of the books. Eye candy, finding fish.
A Librarian's Tale. Something Bruno Bollet wrote in that Tired Eyes book mentioned the librarian's eye.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna write down numbers of everything that say I in it. Limes and coconuts. Okay, we're good. My Eye and Other Tall Tales. 401. Okay. Prudent Living, a memoir by Prudence Rutherford. The Camel in the Needle's Eye, 608. Perfect. Cat's Eye, 10. Cavities under prevention. Eye candy is 4. Eye 511. And then turn a blind eye is 6. And we're back to A Librarian's Tale. Okay, so I'm going to use my handy dandy phone here and calculate 401 plus 608 plus 10 plus 4 plus 511 plus 6 gives us 1540. 1,540. Which, if we look up here...
Here we go.
A Librarian's Tale.
A Librarian's Tale.
1, 5... 4, 0. Perfect, we got an eyeball. That's very simple. All right, next puzzle. History of Quincy T. Booker's Teeth. Ooh, Lord. I don't love this puzzle because I always confuse myself, but I'm gonna try my hardest. Okay, primary teeth. So filled upper right second molar. Upper right second molar. Extracted upper right central incisor. Right central incisor. And upper left central incisor. So both central incisors. And then filled lower left lateral incisor. Lateral incisor. Okay. And then permanent teeth. All right. Lower right canine. Upper left first bicuspid. It's a lot to keep track of. Okay. Lower left canine. And then lower left third molar. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go upstairs to the little tooth chart in the attic. Here we go. So I'm just going to mark where I think these are. So the thing is, when you're looking at the teeth, like left and right are flipped. So this is the part of this puzzle I don't like because my brain can't do it too well, but we're gonna try my hardest. Second molar, is this one in the back? Okay. Central, where are the central incisors? There are these, the front two. So that one and then this one. And then the lower left lateral incisor. So lateral incisor is the one right next to the central incisor, but this on the lower left, which is on my right, if that makes any sense. Okay, so now we're gonna go to permanent teeth. Lower right canine. The canine is this one. So like the third one over, fourth one over. Canine, where are you? Lower right canine. So it'll be on the lower left, my left. Just talking out loud. Don't worry about me. First bicuspid is this one. Is that the fourth one over? Perfecto. And then lower left canine, we know is already that one. And then lower left third molar. Do I see it? Oh, third molar. It's the one in the back. Okay, so there's books in the library that correspond to these. So let's go. Woo! This is a real party. If anyone wants party ideas, maybe you should go to a place like this and just start randomly pulling books. See what happens. You never know. Okay, so that's the permanent teeth. Let's do baby teeth first, the primary teeth. So we're doing second molar, upper right, so it's my left, second molar. Upper right central incisor. Upper left central incisor. And then lower left lateral incisor, which is that one. Okay, so that looks like we got that one right. And so now we're gonna do the permanent teeth. Lower right, so my left, canine, it's the third one over. And then upper left, first bicuspid is the fourth one over. And then lower left canine, this one. And then lower left, third molar. Haha! Alright, we got the eyeball. My least favorite puzzle of this game. That one's the most confusing to me. So we're gonna do steps in the right direction next. What's that? Steps in the right direction. In a place where bones are buried, so is something too that you seek. Start where Charlie Wicker sleeps. Tread lightly on ground that sinks and seeps. Charlie will give you directions, but count on my shovel, which we have, to find the way. When you find the place, a monumental task awaits. Alright, sounds good. Sounds like an adventure to me. Let's see if Henry wants to talk.
Did you know that Bruno was a member of a group called the Jolly Rogers?
No. Should I care?
It was actually a crew that disbanded in the early 90s.
Don't know anything about it, sorry.
I'll let you get back to work.
Awesome.
Awesome. Okay, so let's figure out where Charlie Wicker is. Charlie Wicker, where are you buried? Actually, where... Yep, I was like, I think I just saw his name. Charlie Wicker, Seeping Meadow. Seeping Meadow. Okay. Let's go find him. Swear that's the last time we're gonna look at that book. Where did I say? Meadows, okay. I think it's actually, yeah, I think it's this way. Alright, there we go. Charlie Wicker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this down, but in case you didn't know what you could do, because I actually found this out fairly recently and I love it. You can take the piece of paper and do a rubbing. And you just have it in your inventory, so you don't have to actually write it down like in real life. Nancy will just have this with her and she can refer to it during the puzzle. But because I like the writing stuff, I'm going to write it down. West, north, east, south, west, north, west, south, east, north, east, north, east, southwest. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into here, and we're going to follow what the skeleton hand does, but it's kind of confusing. Okay, so we're going to, you'll see what we're doing. West, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now don't pay attention to what this hand says. You went forward 4 already. So you're going to go north, 2. Don't pay attention to the hand after this. 2. We're going to switch to east, 1. We're going to go south, 3. 1, 2, 3. Switch to west, 2. North. I love the music in this section. 1, 2. West. 1, 2, 3. South. 1, 2, 3. East. 1. North. 1, 2. East. 1. North. 1, 2, 3. I really hate this because one wrong move and you have to start over. 1, 2, 3, 4. South. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then west. 1, 2. Yes! Okay. So we found this place and we have the shovel, yeah? Shovel. Dig. I love it. Yay! Oh, maybe. I mean, we broke it, but it's okay. Eyeball, and we'll take this arm with us, because you might need an arm later. Who knows? So yeah, let's head on back to the house. I actually think our next puzzle is right here, now that I think about it. The key to the statues are key. That is our next one. The key to the statues are key. Alright. Avian statues hide secrets bound. Mechanical feathers from metal were pound. Wires and springs and levers were wound. As levers were pulled, solutions compound. A feather stands up, another falls down. You won't need to peek if you listen to sound. Inside this drawing, a solution is found. Master of buzzards drops key to the ground. So we want the feathers of the buzzards to look like this. And hopefully we can figure this out together. So currently we have all of them pushed down. So we're gonna try some combinations. So you can hear which ones are going up. So like it was like ding 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 ding. So we know that that third feather went up. So if you can listen and imagine. One and 3, and I think the fourth one maybe? 1, 3, and the fifth one. So that went up. Okay. I always like to double check. Actually, I think we want to hit that one again. Oh, we're so close. We just need this one and this one. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna write it down. Okay. That one changed that. Alright, I think I want to hit that one again. It's like, it helps if you close your eyes. I don't know how to help with this puzzle. I just like... Okay, so we just need that one popped out, and the only thing I haven't tried yet is this, so I'm just gonna try it and cross my fingers that that's the solution. Ah, oh, thank goodness. I'm like, we only needed one. Yay! Alright, we got a key. And if we back up a bit. Alright, the key is for these. So, it's a little bit tedious here, but we're gonna use the key on all of these. Grab an eyeball. Out. And then key. Eyeball. One thing I don't love about this setup is I hate having the inventory right there. I think some people like that, but I don't. I always like close out of it because I feel weird about it. I don't like having it open. There we go. So we got 4 eyes from that. Let's take a look. We have 25 eyes, which I believe is all the eyes that we need. We're at the end of the game. Oh no! I actually don't. We're end of the game. Okay. Let's go into. Let's go actually do the final puzzles. Great stuff. We're gonna go up to the attic right now because we're gonna go stick the eyes in that little cabinet thing. Because now we have all 25 eyes. We worked very hard for those eyes. Here we are. Oops, where are you? Where are you? Here we go. Look at them! My beautiful eye collection! So this actually corresponds to the last puzzle in the book. Plentiful pirates and nautical nonsense. I actually kind of like this puzzle. It's complicated, but fun. So I'll try to explain what I'm doing. But stealthily stalking them, famished and anxious, out hunting west waters, he was cantankerous. So basically, we see the 1 through 5 here. So there's 5 direction words hidden in on this page. 6 and 7, so there's 2 on this page, and so on and so forth, and that's the direction we're going to move the eyes to solve this puzzle. So, stealthily stalking them, famished and anxious, out hunting, so south. I hate when they do that. It stresses me out. South. Anxious south, if you can see what I'm looking at. West. Easy. West. He was cantankerous out here, so another south. Okay. Here were the sea-stricken pirates. Aplenty, a week's worth of looting left. Easy, left, okay. So there's 2 on this page. Down. To the port, we'll plunder some dinner, but the truth is that these pirates could have been thinner. Their villainous vessel was bogged down, so there's our 2, we got 2 downs, by booty. They would drop off the treasure and away they'd be scooting. All right, 8 through 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, there's 5 on this page, okay, 5. They would foul up the village and make a great mess. Up? Yeah. I was like, up is a direction, right? Down to the mangroves. They'd surely digress. It's a beastie, easty. Swim for your lives. The calm seas treachery left a surprise. Okay. And then 13, 14, 15, 16, there's 4 on this page. A long-legged beastie, so east, whose eyes were aglow, had spotted some treasure in the hold down below. And his curious nature could not let it go, so he tore down the hull, and alarmed were the pirates. He started to break down. There's 3 downs, okay? The structures inside it. Okay, 17 through 20. 17, 18, 19, 20. There's 4 on this page. His nautical naughtiness knocked down the ship, those petrified pirates were muddled and miffed, so they fired their guns at this grand octopus at one leg, at two legs, at left legs, then six. But the creature continued with two other arms, the northwestern, so north and then western, water, wailed in with alarm. Alright, so 21 through 22, there's 2 on this page. The pirates abandoned this nautical nonsense and swam right to shore with their rather large haunches, but gaggles of gunmen got left. So I think that's the last one on this page. Getting gobbled, the creature was angry in its own ink. It bobbled. Okay. 23, 24, 25. So 3 on this page. So down dove the octopus right to his den. He spit out their bones and fashioned a fence. And each treasure, of course, he had not left behind. He'd befriend all their baubles in very short time. Alright, so we have all the directions, and we just gotta move the eyeballs. So, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's do south, west, south, east, and then left. And then 6 and 7 are down, down, up, down, east, east, left, east, down, 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 left, north, whoopsie, northwest, right, left, down, right, left. Now we get this thing and a little diagram. All right. We are at the end of the game! This is so sad and exciting at the same time! Oh, I love this game so much, and I'm so sad that we're finishing, but it's exciting because I really like this ending. So put in your final guesses. If you don't know who the culprit is, this is the time for final guesses. It could be anybody. So let's stick this arrow in here. Stick the arm in here. Yeah, and the eyeball. The eyeball to end all eyeballs. I love this animation so much. This comes second place to the Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon map animation. That's definitely my favorite, but this is a close second. I'm just gonna ignore the fact that we needed a very specific timing to get this puzzle and this thing to open, but it's fine. I try not to question video games too much. We found it! Crystal skull. Nancy, there you go, just grabbing things.
Nancy, that you in there? Goodness sakes, gal, what on earth have you gone and done?
The lid's closing and I don't know how to stop it.
Here, I'll pull you up. Toss what you're holding up here, then give me your hands. Come on, you best hurry.
Nancy,
here it comes.
Nancy, why you gotta be dumb?
Renee, a little help, please?
I love her face when she's like...
Crystal skull. After all that scheming, how do I finally get it? Why, this nice little Yankee gal just hands it to me.
Renee, help me. Hurry, please.
Thank you, Nancy. Bye now.
No, you've got to help me. Renee! Renee!
I guess we're just gonna chill down here now. Psych, there's another puzzle. So, this is a fun just matching game, but the lightning will flash every... Yeah, there you go. And you can match things up. So hopefully... sometimes you can see a little bit. when the lights are off, like if you can kind of make out the shapes. See those two. This is like a water one. See those. Oh, I thought I just saw it, but I didn't. There we go. I try to pick one and then like see if I can find the match. Oh, like I feel like this helps when you just kind of move your body a bit. Thank goodness there was a puzzle that would open the lid. Imagine if there wasn't and we just died down there. Ooh, we got some footprints. Where are they? Boat engine. Alright, gotta find the water. Come on.
Renee, hold it right there. That skull isn't yours. This ain't nothing of the fact that you just tried to bury me alive.
You just know Nancy has her hands on her hips right now. She's like,
it wants to be
don't
mine.
You dare.
Yes, I did my share of scheming to get it. I got Dr. Bolay to go to the authenticators, then switched the letter they wrote saying it was real with one I wrote saying it was fake, in hopes that Dr. Bolay would just hand it over to me. Yes, my plan failed, and yet,
he
here
dies.
we are. I have the skull. Why? Because it knows that I will fulfill its destiny.
Bruno Bolay wanted Henry to
for
have
Cocoa
it.
Puffs.
That's why he had Gilbert Buford steal that painting and hide it in Henry's parents' crypt. Because he hoped that way Henry would eventually find it.
Henry's a fool. If he ever got his hands on
mean,
this,
he is,
he
but
would just
we
turn
don't need to
around
say
and give
that.
it to that trashy girlfriend of his. Dr. Bolay, he just wanted it because he was terrified
So
of
I'm gonna do
dying.
our final
Gilbert Buford too.
second
And that
chance
Lamont
here by
fella,
not doing
he
anything.
just wants to sell it to the
You
highest
can sit and
bidder.
not do anything
Me.
to stop
My
Renee.
motives are pure. I am going
we'll
to
get a second chance.
protect it so it can rendezvous with all those other skulls.
Rendezvous.
I'm going to be right there when they start conversing, and all the mysteries of the universe are forever solved. Bye now.
Bye. So we get a second chance. Maybe Bernie can help. Alright, so maybe Bernie can help.
Renee, hold it
Yeah,
right
watch this
there.
scene again.
That skull
But this
isn't
time I'll
yours.
actually
This
stop
ain't
her.
nothing of the fact that you just tried to bury me alive.
The skull is mine. It wants to be mine. Yes, I did my share of scheming to get it. I got Dr. Bolay to go to the authenticators, then switched the letter they wrote saying it was real with one I wrote saying it was fake, in hopes that Dr. Bolay would just
I'll
hand
hand
it
it
over
to her.
me.
She
Yes,
came
my
up with a
plan
pretty smart
failed,
scheme.
and yet, here we are. I have the skull. Why? Because it knows that I will fulfill its destiny.
Bruno Bolay wanted Henry to have it. That's why he had Gilbert Buford steal that painting and hide it in Henry's parents' crypt. Because he hoped that way Henry would eventually find it.
Henry's a fool. If he ever got his hands on this, he would just turn around and give it to that trashy girlfriend of his. Dr. Bolay, he just wanted it
I
because
don't
he was
even know
terrified
Summer,
of dying.
but I'm not going to go as
Gilbert
far as saying
Buford
she's
too.
trashy.
And that Lamont fella, he just wants to sell it to the highest bidder. But me, my motives are pure. I am going to protect it.
Nothing about
so
you
it
is
can
pure,
rendezvous
Renee.
with all those other skulls. I'm going to be right there when they
Okay, so
start
we kicked the
conversing,
log.
and all the mysteries of the universe are forever solved.
And Bernie eats the skull.
No, 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 come back!
He's like, peace out.
Renee burst into tears and
Bernie,
sobbed
the
as
real
Bernie swam
MVP.
away with a crystal skull. It made me feel sorry for her for about 2 seconds. After all, while she may not have meant to cause
did Nancy get
Bruno's
that
death,
picture?
she certainly meant to cause mine when she left
Nancy's
me
just-
sealed up in
Oh
that
man, that's the
crypt.
culprit.
It felt good to turn her over to the police. Later that night, Dr. Buford came over and apologized for knocking me out with that smoke bomb, and for allowing himself to think,
Sorry for
even
your
for a
concussion.
moment, that Bruno's crystal skull was anything more than a pretty piece of quartz. To make up for his shameful behavior, He insisted on taking Bess and me on a grand tour of New Orleans. Seeing the city through the eyes of someone who loves it as much as Dr. Buford was truly special. He invited Henry too, but Henry declined. He was still trying to process the fact that his great-uncle wanted him to have the skull. Henry always thought that to Bruno he was nothing more than an annoying family obligation, someone Bruno couldn't care less about. Yet Bruno's request of Dr. Buford, made with his dying breath, proved that he did care about Henry. Apparently, and unfortunately for Henry, Bruno was the type of man who just couldn't bring himself to say such things out loud. As for Lamont, when he heard what happened, he closed his shop, bought enough marshmallows to fill a swamp boat, and has been scouring the bayous ever since, kicking every log he comes to in hopes of finding Bernie and the crystal skull inside him. But Bernie has yet to turn up. Maybe the skull didn't agree with him. Maybe swallowing it caused him to stop associating the sound of a kicked log with yummy sweet things. In any case, the Whisperer has disappeared, lost to the world once again, which is totally fine by me.
Yay! What is the name of Henry's girlfriend? Summer, Ginger, Taylor, or Skylar? I'm gonna go with Summer. And let's look at our awards. We got everything minus one of them. Oh my goodness. It was the Chit Chat Champ, which is the one I was saying I probably wouldn't get. I feel like it's one of the hardest ones that I have a hard time getting that one, because I think you need to, every time you pass Henry, talk to him, and I'm not very good at doing that. But I think we still did a pretty good job. So we got No Clue Left Behind for discovering the truth behind Bruno's purloined letter. Sweet Tooth for your obvious enthusiasm for Cocoa Kringle bars. We got sick off of those. Cajun Cooking Connoisseur for trying the spicy gumbo. Gumball Geek for never meeting a gumball you didn't like. I'm so proud of us for doing that. Wasp Whipper for showing those pesky Hymenoptera? Hymenoptera. It's a word. Use that. It's your word of the day. Who's Boss? Dummy Dearest for spending way too much time with that creepy dummy. Marvel for solving the square and marble puzzle in record time. I was worried we weren't going to get that because I had to restart that puzzle, but we did it. Powder Puff for nosing around in all those powders at Zeke's. Egghead for finding an Easter egg. Basket Case for finding 3 Easter eggs. And Trivia Tamer for guessing the correct answer for your trivia question. So the only one we did not get is Chit Chat Champ for never missing an opportunity to chat someone up. I feel like I talk to a lot of people, but also I think to get that award you really need to talk at every single opportunity you can. So, fun stuff. I guess we can watch
Talk
the
about a
now.
detective's dream come true.
Oh,
the Italian police called me personally and requested that I travel to Italy and help them stake out a suspected
Maybe this
thief
is the
in
next one we
Venice.
play. Who knows? You
Unfortunately,
guys let me know in the comments
what started
which
out as a simple
next
assignment
game
in a
you want to
city
deep
filled
dive.
with canals, gondolas, and romance quickly morphed into a full-fledged undercover operation. And I soon found myself trapped in a maze of lies, disguises, and danger. Help me find my way out by joining me in my next adventure, Phantom of Venice.
Ooh. Yay. Look at that 1 star missing on our badge. Oh, so disappointing. But we did it! So thank you guys for coming along with me for this. I always love getting to replay these. So if you have a suggestion as to which one you want to see next, we're gonna get into like Christmas season, so whichever snowy game. Should do a snowy game for Christmas. Maybe some White Wolf of Icewell Creek. Maybe Treasure in the Royal Tower. I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this, please hit subscribe. I put out new videos every single week. Also, if you want to suggest a game that you want in the next Nancy Drew Deep Dive, leave it in the comments and I might pick yours to do next. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, my lovely people, and I will see you in the next video.